What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Spawn Point Podcast. This is episode number 2. Thank you so much for joining us again. Number 2. Not 8,882, just number 2.
Oh, my.
We're just getting started.
We can only dream of making it that far.
Absolutely. We will, I think. We'll see.
Yeah.
We're kind of old. Anyways.
I'm going to hold you. Yeah, I'm going to be dead before then.
Anyways, my name is Cameron. I'm with me as always is Jason. Jason, how was your week this week, man?
Jason? You know, it wasn't a bad week. I probably didn't get as much gaming in as I would like to have, but I don't think I ever do.
No.
So that's life.
No.
Freaking cold here in Iowa the last couple days. Yeah. And when you work outside, has an effect on you. So
yeah.
But yeah, otherwise, not too bad of a week. How was yours?
Same. Way too busy. We got 80,000 people that can't come to work at our job, so we're just getting buried. So that's not great, but it's the way it goes, unfortunately, in our business.
Yeah, we're playing catch up every day. So.
Every day. And we get new managers in, and a fucking nightmare. It is what it is. But anyways, we're here to talk about games. Fuck the whole work bullshit.
Yeah.
We're here to talk about that crap.
Yes.
So yeah, should be a good episode. We got a full episode for you guys. Kind of heavy on the news front. The game section we're going to go into in a little bit is going to be mostly Jason this week because he had a little bit more time than I did, which is fine.
That's all right.
And then the third segment is going to be all about you guys in the community. And luckily, we actually had some submissions to talk about this week, and we have some other things we need to address in that segment as well.
Yes.
One of those things being honestly, I just want to mention it up front. The amount of positive feedback that we have gotten from coworkers and people online, just that we don't even know, on our first episode alone is mind-blowing, to be honest. I can't believe that our first podcast episode almost hit 100 views on a YouTube channel with no other content on it.
With nothing else on it? Yeah, so I was surprised.
I couldn't believe that. And like I said, we are going to have a whole segment at the end just thanking everybody individually, kind of calling you out, but you deserve it for all this positive support that we've gotten about the show.
Absolutely.
And we'll get to all that a little bit later on in the show. So, yeah.
Yep.
Anything else you want to open up with, Jason?
Well, real quick, before we got into the games, I just wanted to kind of throw something out there. You know, we just got through saying how, you know, our jobs are busy, our lives are busy. Cameron works a lot. I work a lot. He works more than I do, but I've got a lot of family stuff that's always going on too. So as much as we'd love to just play games as our main source of income, that is not possible. We need to have day jobs. Yeah. So what I'm trying to get across here is, you know, if we don't always roll credits on games, if we don't play the games that, you know, you're hoping that we would talk about, you know, we have a little bit of time to squeeze in for gaming every week. So we take advantage of that. But, you know, if we're talking about a game and we're like, well, I haven't beaten it yet, but, you know, I'll get there. That's why. And we hope we can relate to a lot of people that have normal 9-to-5 jobs, get a little bit of gaming time in the evening. That's how we game. That's how we game.
Absolutely.
So, I just wanted to throw that out there, you know, so, you know, when we're going through our games and we're like, I haven't beat it yet, but we don't want people being like, geez, when are you going to beat it? Well, when I get a freaking chance, okay?
Yeah, so, absolutely. Absolutely worth mentioning.
Just want to throw that out there.
100%. And that does dictate the games that we have to choose to play as well, because, you know, I'm trying to get through JRPGs, and it'll take me fucking 6 months to get through Legend of Dragoon at the rate that I'm going right now. I just don't have I can't get big sessions in, so... we're going to have reoccurring segments that we kind of keep briefly touching on when we talk games because, you know, we may have only been able to squeeze in an hour of that game over the week that we have to talk about it. So don't be surprised by that. But ultimately, like I said, the show is still going to be focused on a wide variety of games. And we can only proceed as far as we can with the time that we have. So I think that's a valuable thing to definitely bring up. And
I mean, I'd love to just play RPGs all the time, but you know, when a game's 60, 70 hours long, I just can't. I don't have time for that. And new stuff keeps coming out all the time. I've been pretty into indies lately. So, you know, those keep popping up, and honestly, I gravitate towards those because typically they're a shorter, more bite-sized experience.
Absolutely. So. I've been doing the same thing lately. And I mean, they're better than AAA in a lot of ways, which is,
Indies
subjective
are fantastic
decision.
lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's pretty true.
So yeah, that's really important. I'm glad you brought that up. I think that's worth noting, so everybody's kind of aware of that. But without further ado, I think we should just dive into the main meat of the show.
Let's do it.
Jason's going to go ahead. Like I said, it's going to be heavy for him going through stuff, so hopefully he's got his water ready because he's going to be talking a lot. First game we're talking about today is a new one we didn't talk about last week. Jason, go ahead and take it away and tell me all about this game.
All right. This game is called Pipistrello and the Cursed Yo-Yo. I think I mentioned it last week, like that I had started it, but I wanted to save more of that meat for this episode.
Yep.
So in Pipistrello, you play as a bat that controls a yo-yo, and the yo-yo is his weapon. You get different upgrades and different things you can do with it, but that's your primary weapon throughout the whole game, which, at first I was like, is that gonna be enough? But it's enough. It is it's a retro style top-down action adventure. And you not only does your yo-yo attack enemies, but it also is used to pick up things, to traverse. You can throw it across something and then basically kind of spawn to it, or even roll it across the ledge, and then you can continue with it all the way across the edge to reach something. Like I said, it's very, very retro. Almost looks like it could be a Game Boy Advance game, but with modern touches. It's a lot deeper than I was initially thinking. There is kind of an open world-ish part of it. You have like your hub city, which you can kind of freely go around however you want. Without spoiling anything, you start at the very beginning. These 4 crime lords basically capture a battery that I'm gonna get pretty deep here, but your aunt, your bat aunt, is head of a major like energy company, and these crime lords come in and steal the battery that basically powers everything. So essentially, what you're doing is you're going out into this open world and taking down these 4 crime lords and getting the 4 pieces back to power up, the energy plant. It's a lot of fun. I don't really know what else to really say without spoiling too much about it, but just a fun retro, lot of puzzles. So I don't know if you guys are watching right now. There's, you have to use your yo-yo to basically bounce around the walls, to get over like slime pits or mud pits or just, big black holes. In the open world area, you can go into shops, pick up items, buy items, go into the sewer. There's a whole underground sewer system underneath the town, which I actually thought was pretty cool because, there might be a roadblock or something up above. And I'm like, well, how do I get past these freaking blocks? Well, hop down in the sewer, take a little sewer path, hop up, and you can get in on the other side of that street that was blocked. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Very, very puzzle heavy, which is I'm totally fine with, especially down in the more underground levels. Basically, it kind of goes tile by tile. So even in like the open world part, like you have a big city, but like old Zelda, like if you walk so far, it kind of like moves to the next tile. It does that throughout the whole game. So it's kind of segmented out, but it works. It works really well. It's a lot of fun. I have not finished it yet. I think I took 2 of the 4 crime lords down. The first boss was tough. It was tougher than I thought. Maybe there is a leveling system. You can upgrade your health, different things for your yo-yo. Another cool thing is there's like a loan system. So in your hub area, you can talk. You got like 3 or 4 NPCs down there. You can buy upgrades for your yo-yo, but they give them to you on loan. So maybe it has a stronger damage output, but the trade-off for that is you might have 1 heart taken off until you get that loan paid off. And then when you pay off that loan, you get the permanent upgrade that you paid for, and you get your heart back. So nice little twist, little thing that they threw in.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, Pipistrello. It's a fun little retro game that you can kind of hop in and out of at any time. It's pretty cool.
Hell yeah, it looks super, super cool. The art style is blowing me away. I think this pixel art is fucking amazing on the screen. Great. So I got some questions here for you. Okay, I want to... if you watch the first episode, I said I'm like open to all genres, and then I just shit on all of the games you brought last week. So I don't want to come off that way again, but it's kind of like Metroidvania feels to it, because you're talking about like movement upgrades and all this type of mechanical stuff. You're doing a lot of backtracking, or how is the progression?
Not really. You don't have to do much backtracking at all. So no, I would not put it in the Metroidvania category. There are areas that you can go back to if you want once you get certain upgrades, but it's not required to progress the story at all. It's just little additions that you can get. I mean, if you want 100% it or whatever, there'll be a little bit of backtracking, but it's not like the game itself isn't like huge, so even if you got to backtrack, it doesn't take real long to get to any of the places that you need to go to. So, yeah.
I just have like a personal issue backtracking, because I just feel like I'm wasting time, but that's just me. But
I know.
If that's not in here, it's like
mentioned to me.
If that's not in here, that's a big positive. I thought this was
really not
Switch exclusive. It is not. It's on Series X and PlayStation 5.
Yep.
I actually heard about this first through Fuse, the Fuse app that we use all the time. Someone was posted on there. It just came out, didn't it?
Yeah, it's recent.
I can actually get that for you. Came out on May 28th of 25.
Hey, a recent one.
Yeah, nice, dude. Yeah, we love that.
Yeah.
I think the game looks really, really charming. Really, really cool. How many hours in are you?
Probably 8 to 10.
8 to 10. You think there's two main bosses left?
There's two main bosses left. I mean, that one boss is probably one of those 8 hours, but
that happens.
No, not quite. I couldn't figure out the tricks to defeat him, but once I did, it wasn't so bad.
Gotcha. So with this type of game, it does look like a old school Zelda, visually in a way. Is there like a lot of really obscure, hidden, secret doors and shit that you have to find throughout the playthrough?
Kind of. But what I have noticed when I did find those is a lot of times it's just like an upgrade. You get these very very Zelda-like. You have to get all these pieces. They're basically containers, and once you collect like 8 of them, you get another heart. So definitely borrowed that from Zelda. But usually the stuff off the beaten path is just little bonus things. I would assume at some point you might need some of those extra hearts. Like I said, some of the bosses are kind of a little tricky, but once you kind of figure them out, it's not so bad.
And are you pretty invested in the story itself, or is it more of a gameplay first type of experience for you right now?
The story is light enough that yes, I'm interested in what ends up happening at the end. It's very light, and it doesn't take itself too seriously, so it's just enough to keep you going.
Okay, fair enough. So mostly gameplay forward focused, it seems like.
Yes.
This just restarted on me. Beautiful. Let me do that.
So there you go.
Yeah, I think this game looks cool. Yeah, sheesh, I wish I had more to ask about. You kind of answered everything there that I was going to ask.
Yeah, there's not a lot to it. God, I feel like I'm a broken record. I think I said the same thing last episode about the games I played. But you know what? When you don't have a whole lot of time, you kind of pick little bite-sized games.
Take what you can get. But
take what you can get.
I think the art style is super cool in this game. I really dig it.
It's great. It's very clean. Runs very, very smooth. I mean, I would hope so.
It's
not very demanding, but yeah.
I got a question. Is this Switch? Does it have a Switch 2 upgrade, or is it just Switch that you can play on your Switch 2?
I think it's just the Switch version on Switch 2.
Which I don't know.
Runs at 60.
Yeah, I don't know if there would be no upgrades you could really make to this type of.
I don't know if there's much you could really do. They are pushing that kind of stuff out there though.
Yeah,
like Animal Crossing.
No, fair. Hey, I don't know about that. I was gonna report back on that, but my wife hasn't had a chance to dive in yet.
No, that's all right.
Yeah, so
I haven't either. So
Yeah, this game looks really cool.
It released early. Did you?
I did see that. I did see that it released. I told Morgan, like, it released early. And she's like, I still don't have time. I'm like, okay.
People were freaking out.
Yeah.
They're like, it's out already. I'm like, that's cool.
That game has a big community still. It surprises the hell out of me.
You know, and I think I mentioned that last week too. I don't know if this is going to be enough to get people back in, but it sounds like people are jumping back in.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. I think
Once
people
again, I'm wrong.
People that really love that casual genre, like the Animal Crossing, Harvest Moon, Stardew Valleys, like they go crazy for anything
they
new.
Do.
So it's interesting, but yeah, she hasn't had a chance, so maybe we'll report back on that next week. Okay. Why don't we went off on a tangent? Pipistrello and the Cursed Yo-Yo, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch, $19.99. You seen this game go on sale at all?
Worth it? Not yet. No,
okay.
I've looked. I don't think so.
Okay,
but
I think
worth the $20 for sure.
No, at $20, absolutely. Beautiful game. Absolutely looks like something I would be into if I had the time.
Yeah, if you had the time.
That might be the theme of the episode.
It might be.
Anything else you want to cover with Pipistrello, Jason?
I think I'm good on that one.
Game looks awesome. Let's move right along here. I got Victory Heat Rally to talk about with you guys today.
Yeah, boy.
So I got this. I love racing games, and I don't play enough of them, to be honest. And I feel like recently it's harder and harder to find like a new racing game that's not Forza Horizon or The Crew. I guess they're still making those, but like there's no real arcade racing games that are coming out. You have like your Mario Karts, your Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, but this is something completely different. And I was super excited to pick this up. Victory Heat Rally is basically like a visually like an SNES racing game is kind of what it reminds me of visually. It's very pixel art aesthetically, but it's a really, really cool and unique racing game, it just fit what I was looking for perfectly. I really needed a game that I could play on my Steam Deck, and this game runs perfectly on Steam Deck. So what you're going to get here is basically a arcade racing game equipped with, drift boost and all of that stuff that we've come to appreciate and love with this type of game. However, I will mention this game is actually a little bit more difficult than I was expecting it to be. For example, if you played any Mario Kart, if you go into a drift in Mario Kart, you can kind of wiggle the thumbstick back and forth to really charge up your boost meter. You cannot do that in Victory Heat Rally. It is all dependent on your speed and your drift angle. And if you try to kind of counter steer in a drift, in Mario Kart, you kind of move diagonally when you counter steer. In this game, you start to straighten back out. So it's really dependent on being precise while you're driving through the tracks to actually hit the apexes and get as much boost out of your drift as you possibly can. So it takes a little bit of adjustment. I would say it felt a little weird at the beginning, but once you get used to it, works out really, really well. I did actually end up rolling credits for this game. It took me about 5 hours, so it's not a really long experience. And how the story works is you go into this like overhead map view, and they're structured into 3 different cups. So you have 3 divisions of 3 cups. So you have the first division has 3 cups in it, and then there's 4 races in each cup. On this overworld, this is so complicated. I hope this makes some semblance of sense. But you go into the cup. I
played it.
You go into the cup. You have this overworld map, and you kind of have this little tractor trailer that supposedly houses your vehicle, and you just kind of move through the map, and you'll come up to a spot where you can go into a race. And there's really only 2 different race types in the game. There's circuits, which are your standard circuit races. And then there's rally events that are point-to-point races effectively. So you have those 4 races, and then at the end of the 4 races, you go into the cup, and that is a combination of all of the races in that section into one, and you have to kind of beat you have to get first in the cup to progress to the next cup. So a very similar format to what we've seen in a lot of arcade racing games. However, they do actually add challenge stages in this game on some of the, for example, like the second race of a cup, you might have a alternate path where you can go straight south, and that'll be a challenge stage. They are like brutally hard in this game. Have you done those?
Hard.
Oh my God,
yes,
they're so hard. Like I don't know what
you
it is.
Screw up one little corner.
My God. Yeah, and the gold like requirements for the challenge stages, you have to literally be perfect to get them. So I ended up getting like silvers on 99% of them, and I was like, I'm not messing with this anymore. But all that being said, if you play a lot of racing games, there's not a really big challenge here. You're not going to be like fighting for your life to get first place in these races. It's very similar to Mario Kart, Sonic Racing. If you're somewhat decent and you're going through the single player, you're not going to have a lot of friction. But I kind of like these games for that. I like to have close races, but I also like to just dominate. And this game is one of those games you can just dominate in. Another thing I want to touch on, this game has some really, really, really good tracks at the end of the game, but this game also has the worst track I have ever played in my life on any racing game. Have you done the track at the military base, and there's these like 10-foot tall fences? Oh my God, that is the worst. It's not like, it's got no challenge to it. There's no elevation changes. There's no jumps or anything. And you're just on this narrow ass track. It's like, what is that? Like, that felt rushed.
That's why it was. Yeah. That narrow track is really what got me.
That track was bad. I mean, I wasn't hard. It was just like, boy, this is terribly designed. And then like a cup later, you have the track you're seeing now if you're watching the video version. This is Tofu Run. And this is like my favorite track in the game, like a couple tracks later. So it's just weird.
A lot of turns.
Hit or miss, definitely, on the track design here. But visually, it's really, really cool. You get a lot of unlocks. There's a whole bunch of different characters you can unlock. I don't know if the stat changes are that impactful, really.
No.
I ended up using one character the majority of the game, and then I switched to Hawk a little bit later because Hawk had a little bit of additional speed to help me in some instances.
Yep.
But that was really it. So you can probably get away with playing whoever you want to. Another nice visual touch. I know I'm rambling here, but if you lap the whole field and go back through the field again, if you hit a back marker, they literally fucking rocket away into the sky and blow up like a firework.
It just go flying. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty funny. But honestly, I think this is a really cool game. If you've been looking for an arcade racing game to jump into just to have some fun, I think this is a solid option. Like I said, there's not a lot of them out here. So I think this one's pretty good.
No. I didn't really have any questions because I played this one. I didn't roll credits on it, but it's a ton of fun. It's very fast.
It's faster
than I was thinking this type of game would be.
Yeah.
And it's very it's almost like 2.5D.
Yep.
Like your car is very old school. Like it only has like a couple animations and it just kind of drifts and stuff through them. Sounds weird, but it actually works.
Yeah.
It's a very retro feel, and it's like Cameron said, it's almost like Super Mario Kart, but faster and not.
I think it resembles F-Zero more than Mario Kart.
Okay, it resembles F-Zero more than Mario Kart, except this has elevation on it.
True.
Those SNES F-Zero and Mario Karts, the technology at the time, you could only go flat. So they just had a lot of turns and stuff. This has got ups and downs and elevation in the track, which is actually really cool.
Yeah.
So
great, you are fucking
fun little racing
you
game.
Are screaming through these tracks, so you really have to be.
Yeah.
This is not like a racing game where you can like kind of look away at something while you're doing the race. You have to be on your shit when you're going through these tracks because it's going to force you to move. I just lost my goddamn thing again. You guys saw the gameplay, but. Really cool game. I think it's really fun. I mean, what other racing games have we really gotten lately? They just don't make them anymore, really. So, other than Sonic Racing,
which sucks because it's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite genres.
I agree.
I love racing games, whether it's arcade or even.
Oh man!
Oh yeah,
360 PS3 days. There were so many, and they were all so good, dude. Blur, Split Second, fucking Pure was a lot of fun. I got a whole bunch.
Was a lot of fun.
Old Need for Speeds were the shit. I mean, and now there's like we get like one a year, maybe if we're lucky. So interesting.
They've just gotten too big, with like the Horizons and the Cruise, and I mean the Crew 1, you could race across the whole map of the United States. Yeah. I mean, it was scaled down, but it was so freaking big.
I have Motorsport. I didn't like the way that game played much, but do you think developers are scared of jumping into that because of how big and successful Horizon has become?
I'd say that might have an impact on it. Yeah, it's hard to say.
I mean, with the modern industry,
Or
there's so much you can monetize in a racing game still. So you'd think they would be, you think they would want to milk it and give us some more arcade racing games.
Right.
But you're only getting it from Ubisoft and Microsoft. Like, there is no mainline other game similar to the Crew, Motorfest, and Forza Horizon right now. I can't think of one other company. I mean, Need for Speed's still around, but
that's different, though. It's, that's kind of like just, I don't know. That's just kind of game to game. Each one has a different theme and art style, and
I mean, just where's our split second? Where's like the crazy off the wall, wild arcade racing?
Yep. Yeah. Over the top stuff. Yeah, I don't know.
They're just not here. It's weird.
No, it's not. All right.
Sadness brings me great sadness. That's why you should always still continue to keep your old consoles and go back to retro games, dude.
Yes. Yes.
All right, let's move on. Jason, you are bringing us another one, my wife's favorite game. Let's go.
Really? Yeah, this is Powerwash Simulator 2. Very self-explanatory. You wash shit. But it's so... It's just enjoyable. It's relaxing. There's just something about these games that... and the OCD in me, has to get every little bit of every little thing cleaned off. It takes what the first one did and just kind of adds more levels. Does add a few more mechanics and tools. You do get a scissor lift in this one, which can really, it's awesome.
You had to parkour really around in the first one everywhere.
Yes, yeah, to get to certain places.
You had to fucking glitch the game and jump up on fucking little weird angles and a bunch of stuff. Anyways, go ahead.
You had ladders and stuff, which they still have in this one, but you put a ladder up next to a building, and then you can climb up it, but you're so close with that power washer that you can't hit what you're trying. So the scissor lift, you can move it back a little bit and just get the whole side of a building. The whole, it's just, it really does open up a lot more. I want to say maneuverability, I guess, or I don't know how I'm trying to say this, but it allows you to get to places much easier in this one. There's also a I don't know what they call it, but it's like this big circle brush type thing. I use it for a lot of the floors because it's pretty wide and you can just kind of go up and down and just get all the floors cleaned off that way. It does have a split screen 2-player co-op.
Nice. Didn't know that.
Yeah. And there's there's 38 total missions. So I probably of those 38 have maybe cleared 15 to 18. So I still got a bit left. And I think I've already got 30 hours into it. So it does take a while to clean off some of these things. I mean, there was this one, it was a climbing park.
You were literally
right
on
here,
that right
if
now,
you're watching the video. Yeah, right there. So that one took a while because you have to, look at how tall it gets. And I don't know if I think the scissor lift is on this one, but it almost doesn't matter because of the way that the volcano kind of goes in, you can't reach it. So this is the one I did have to parkour up and get all the different climbing steps up, but it was fun. It's just a fun.
Yeah, it's just a fun game. Dude, simulator games are just fun in general. I play I play American Truck, Euro Truck, Lawnmower Sim. I've played so many sims.
I have the Lawnmower Sim too.
I don't know. It's just a very satisfying gameplay loop, even though it's just a super monotonous task.
Yeah, very, very satisfying to just, my wife bought a power washer that's in our garage, but I would rather do this. Go out and wash in real life.
For my house too, and I've not fucking used it once yet. But
I've used it, but yeah.
There's really not much going on with this that we can dive into a whole lot, but
no, there's not. Yeah, if there's a soap mechanic too, which is in the first one, but in this one it's kind of cool. You it's totally unrealistic, but I don't care. The soap just kind of refills over time. In the first one, you had to go in, buy a couple more containers of soap, go back. This one, it just over time, it just refills. It doesn't take you out of the game. It makes it a little bit more immersive.
What does soap do? Because I know your power washer cleans it. What does the soap do?
Okay, so the power washer does does clean, but there are different surfaces that you may have to go over a couple times to really get it off. The soap, I mean, it's like super soap or something, because you could spray it on anything and just one little swipe across with your power washer and it's clean.
Gotcha.
So it does kind of the first few levels that I used it on, I was using it on like everything.
Mm-hmm.
I was like just soaping the shit out of everything because it made spraying them off so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
But after a while, you're like, I'm basically playing each level twice because I'm going through and soaping everything once,
right,
and then I'm going through and washing it.
Yeah.
And then you like the first game, you can get new washers, more powerful washers, more attachments to them, which makes getting higher objects easier to clean. So eventually you get a good enough power washer that the soap kind of becomes obsolete. I mean, you can definitely still use it, but yeah. And I think I put a note here. They do plan 3 paid crossover DLCs.
Mm-hmm.
So the one that they talked about so far is Venture Time Pack.
Oh, cool.
Which says spring of this year. So
yeah, they did the same thing with
the first one had that too.
SpongeBob and Warhammer and
SpongeBob and yep.
Warhammer.
So yeah, just a fun romp through some levels, cleaning stuff. So,
yep. I mean, it's really. My wife wants to know if you know anything about the extended lore of the Power Wash games.
So.
Oh, you actually do? No fucking way.
So. I wouldn't say that I do, but I'm intrigued because you keep during the levels, you get these text messages from people, and they start. Sometimes it's literally just about what you're cleaning at the time or whatever. Sometimes it's like, hey, after you do this, come do this job. But then there's also these weird things where, like, I think it was in the first one where there's like this beam. No, maybe that's in this one. There's like a beam that's shooting across like the whole map. So it's not open world. Each stage is separate.
Right.
But if you could play one stage and then look up and you see this like beam that's going from one area to the next, and then you hop out, you go into another level, you're in a totally different place. But if you look up in the sky, there's that beam again. There's something going on that like connects all these together. She probably knows it.
Yeah, I don't know
more than I do. But there is some underlying theme to this.
She was trying to find out if you're a power washer, some fanatic like her, I'm sure. Yeah.
Nope.
I didn't play either of these. My like Morgan has 2,000 hours in the first game, and who knows how many on the second game by now.
Wow.
She's a psychopath. But these games are just fun. I mean, you can't even really explain why they're fun, other than it's just satisfying. That's pretty much.
No, it's one of those games where like I was throwing this footage together, and I'm like, this still doesn't describe or the feeling is not there just watching it. Yep. You have to play it.
Yep, absolutely.
To understand.
Very cool, sure. Very cool game.
Yeah.
Let me get pricing for you guys. I forgot to do that for Victory Heat Rally as well.
But, I probably should have done that for you.
It's all good. We'll just keep blabbing, and I'll keep acting like I'm doing something really important here.
Okay.
Power washing.
Yeah, of course you are. Power Wash Simulator.
Are you playing on Switch 2?
Switch 2. Yep.
Runs good on Switch
runs
2?
Great.
Perfect.
60. Yep. It's very smooth. Yeah, it's great.
$24.99.
It's a great little like.
$24.99.
Okay, not bad. Yep.
With paid DLC on the way. I'm assuming this is on
the way.
Steam, Switch, PS5, everything. Cloud gaming, GeForce Now if you use cloud services. Very cool game. I do like the developers are kind of taking it weird and going with like a lore and a story and a Power Wash game.
There's something going on in the background. Yeah,
it's kind of funny, but definitely check it out if you're interested. It's a game non-gamers like, I would say, or could potentially like. It's just a satisfying little thing to pass the time if you want to do that.
Yep.
So yeah, cool.
Yep, you don't have to know a whole lot about games to just pick this one up and start spraying stuff.
Absolutely. So. Okay.
Yep.
Move on from there. We got another game we wanted to briefly mention. There's going to not be a whole lot to talk about here, but we're going to talk about Cast and Chill. I got this game when it released on Steam. Let me tell you when that was. I think it just came out on Switch, didn't it?
It's fairly new. Yeah.
Okay.
So was it out already on other platforms?
Yeah, so it came out June 16th on Steam exclusively, and then Switch 1, Switch 2 port came out on the 19th of December of 25.
Okay.
So it was a little bit later.
2025.
Yeah. So at the end of well, I mean that's just last month, but Cast and Chill, yeah. What?
No, I just meant it's still new-ish.
Oh,
like
yeah.
June of 2025.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's not that old.
For some of the stuff we're going to bring up, yeah, it's a newer game. It's not a released this week, but yeah, it's very new.
Nope.
Cast and Chill is about as it's about as little interactivity as it could possibly be and still get away with being considered a video game. You basically start in a boat at a dock, and you start off with a wooden boat, and you paddle yourself out on this lake, and you can cast your fishing rod out, and once you cast the line out, your camera follows your lure as it drops into the lake, and you're able to kind of maneuver your lure in front of fish to catch the fish, and then you reel them into your boat. Your boat has a storage capacity of how many fish you can keep, so you keep your limit of fish. You go back to the dock, you sell your fish that you've caught, you use that, and then you get money to unlock new lures, reels, boats, etc. That is it, though.
I was just going to say, I think you just covered it.
Yeah, that is the entirety of the game. There are a few different varieties of fish species. Some are more difficult to catch than others. You can only target them with certain reels and lures and rods and things like that. So gameplay-wise, incredibly surface level, but where this game shines in it is the most is with its visual style. It's got probably the most jaw-dropping pixel graphics I've ever seen. I'm not necessarily talking about the fish or the boat or the guy, but the backgrounds are like
the backgrounds
unbelievable, and they're all pixel art. And if you look at it and know that it's pixel art, it is crazy the amount of detail they put into that.
Yeah.
So
and it's very like it's almost like someone painted with like a pixel brush.
Yeah.
Some of these backgrounds, they're very, very artsy. Just very, very cool colors, but all done with pixel art. It's fantastic.
Really, really cool graphically. But this, like I said, is a game that is there's almost not enough here to call it a game. It's so close to just being like a movie.
I totally agree.
I mean, or something. It's very, very basic. But that's the whole point.
Well, I keep making the joke. It's called Cast and Chill, but maybe a little too much chill.
Yeah, it literally is too much chill. It's so much chill.
Not too much to it.
I ruined my playthrough of this game. I will mention I play a lot of idle
cheater.
I play a lot of idle incremental games, and this game has a mode you can set. It's called screensaver mode. I broke the game. I play a lot of incremental idle games, and there's a screensaver mode in this game that the game will literally play itself. So I put it on that mode, fell asleep with it running because I'm used to doing that with like Adventure Capitalist and Cookie Clicker and Clicker Heroes and all of those games. So I did that with this game, and overnight I got so much money that I was able to buy out the entire rest of the game. And at that point, there's really no reason to play it. So
that's it. You're trying to upgrade, get the next best boat, get the next best reel, line, lures, all that kind of stuff. And if you can just go straight in and buy it all, so don't do what I did. You've kind of done it all.
If you want this game, play the game. Don't be a doofus like me. But I was under the impression this was content dense. I was looking at it wrong. So I overly competitive played Cast and Chill, which is embarrassing. But I guess it is what it is.
Not so much. I mean, there are a lot of like you have to buy licenses.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep.
To go to different areas. So there's kind of like this overmap, and you can buy a license to move to this area, which is kind of cool, but it's kind of the same thing. Like Cameron said, the best part is the art. So when I got a license to go to a new area to fish, like a new lake, my favorite part was just looking at the background and seeing, how it differed from the ones that I'd already been to. So
but the gameplay itself is pretty basic.
It's very, very basic.
Very basic. I would have liked a little bit more in my chill.
I would have too. I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. So
I'd heard good things, and I'm like, I'll give this one a shot. And I'm like, there's not a whole lot here.
In my defense, I did play it regular for 4 hours before I went in idle mode because I thought it was taking me a while to like unlock stuff. So I was like, damn, this might be more dense than I thought. I didn't expect to kill the game by doing that.
It's a slow burn.
It is a slow burn. But yeah, I mean, $14.99 for this game, Steam and Switch, not available on Xbox, PlayStation, any of that. It's just Switch and PC. Kind of interesting there.
Okay. Very.
I would go into this one with some caution, guys. I'm going to be honest. I don't think I would be able to really recommend it unless you are really looking for something very, very much what this game is, which is very much not a game. So it's like very close to not being a game. You guys get the point. It's just like, boy, yeah, interesting.
Well, even the fishing mechanic is super simple. Really, all you have to do is throw the lure in. They bite. You press the button. Yeah. And you start to. I mean, the most that you can do is like when they start to pull, you release the button so that they don't break the line, and then you just press it again to lure them in.
Beautiful game. Love the art style.
Yeah.
$15 seems steep as shite to me. I'm not gonna lie to you for this game.
Yeah. Do you know if this was a solo develop thing or was this a team?
That's a good question.
I meant to look into that.
I will.
I mean, if it was solo,
I'm sure that I would be shocked if it was more than anybody else. It was published by Wombat Brawler. Let me look this up really quickly. It's no big deal.
Yeah. I just think that with the art style, if it was a solo developer, it's very well done. It might explain why it's not as
two people.
Deep. Well,
two people for Wombat Brawler. Looks like a mobile developer, a mobile game developer, and a production creative guy that does puzzle games, I guess. It's kind of who made this. So
okay.
Weird collaboration. Yeah, but this is the only game they've published. Two-man team. It doesn't even mention like anybody doing sound. Is there music in this game? I thought there was some like subtle.
Yeah, it's just
nothing crazy.
No, nothing crazy. Just kind of peaceful background music. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I just turned it up, but I don't think it was anything that blew my mind.
Yeah, it didn't catch me either, but the art style is very cool. Anyways, that's Cast and Chill. Be wary.
Yep, said enough.
Be wary on it. I would say that's something I would urge you to run out and purchase. That's for sure. No offense to the game, but it is going for that. It is going for that. That's what it's going for.
Very simplistic.
All right, I want to talk about Absolum a little bit as well here because I started this game. We talked about it last week. I just started it. Yes, I know. I put my bias to beat 'em ups aside, and I decided I needed to branch out further.
I just don't play beat 'em ups. I don't like beat 'em ups.
Hey, come on, man. Come on. So this conversation is going to be beat 'em up related with Absolum tied into it. I just really have some questions I wanted to ask Jason, and I refused to ask him at work and just waited till we did it live on the show.
Save it for the pod.
So, is this game harder than shit, or am I bad? Absolum, specifically. I am I'm 5.5 hours in. I just beat the Under King, which is the first boss of the first continent yesterday.
Okay, so that's probably around as long as it took me to beat him as well. So I mean, it's tough. I mean, the enemies can, especially they can get into these animations where they land a couple hits, they just keep landing the hits, and you're just like, God damn it. So you really got to watch, do your parries and your blocks and all that stuff. But I mean, it's challenging. Yeah.
So this game's got Absolum has a lot of mechanics that I was not expecting. There's like a counter mechanic where you can dash towards them to counter them, and then there's a clash mechanic, which I think is a heavy attack interruption.
Yes, it is
type of thing. I feel like some of the.
But
go ahead.
See, no, I'm not good at that kind of stuff. Like, I'm not real good at the parrying and the all those mechanics, and I still got through it without doing that. So there are ways around that. Maybe I just got lucky, but yeah, there are a lot of mechanics though. I don't want to cut you off there.
No,
but
you're good. Yeah, I mean,
there's more to it than you'd
looks,
initially think.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
And that kind of took me by surprise. I think the characters are really fun, except the first character. The starter character is boring, in my opinion.
Which one is this? Oh, the sword. The sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just no fun mechanics.
Yeah,
you got the like gnome little guy, the gnome dude that hits like an absolute tank. That guy hits so hard. And then you have Cider that I just unlocked, or not just, but you unlock Cider very quickly within the first hour, maybe, honestly.
Yeah. Very quick.
Cider's very quick and agile, and she has like really insane combo potential. Like you can be in the air, you can shoot your grappling hook down, pull them up to the air, keep hitting them in the air, and just stay in the air, and that's like really exciting and rewarding. But she hits like a feather. She like does no damage. And then
no damage.
The frog mage, I just unlocked the 4th character. He seems cool too. I'm enjoying his playstyle.
He's cool.
I'm enjoying his playstyle a lot. So basically the progression of this game is you get all these microcurrencies, you go back to the hub, you can upgrade your base stats through like this big tree of life, and then you can unlock new skills as you play through the game as well for each of your characters. My question for you, did you beat this game solo, or did you do it co-op most of the time?
I did it all solo.
Okay. That helps me.
I mean, I did play this I think I played this one with my daughter, but I think I have a different save for that. But when I completed the game, I did it solo from beginning to end. So
okay, so this is a general beat 'em up question.
Okay.
In the arcades, beat 'em ups were designed to be quarter munchers, right? That was the whole point of beat 'em ups. What is modern beat 'em ups solution to that issue? In your opinion?
Make them a roguelite?
Well, I know that. I'm talking like I mean, that is the answer, I guess. But I'm talking like Double Dragon Neon, which we called Neo, which is not the right name, I don't think. I think it's Neon. That was my fault.
Oh, shit. I thought it was Neo.
I think it's Neon. Either way, that game was kind of older. Okay. Was it? But that was a roguelike. God damn it. I got to think of something. What Midnight Fight Network, or whatever that game was you showed.
Midnight Fight Express.
What's the solution for that game?
So that has a leveling system for your character.
So it's micro leveling. Is pretty much always the case.
Almost semi RPG like thing. You know, where you can upgrade certain stats. There's also like a full on like costume editor and that one, which you unlock. The more you go. So it's little things like that.
Okay.
That kept me playing.
We're going to talk about Cosmic Invasion later, and that's got a independent character leveling system. You said
yes.
That's just that's kind of I guess what held me back from it is like I grew up playing Turtles in Time, and that game was I don't think when I was a kid I ever got past the first level with 1 credit. Game's fucking hard.
Yeah.
So I just didn't understand how they transitioned to consoles from that era. So that's interesting to know.
That's a great question. I guess I haven't really thought about that. But yeah, my brain's so simple. Sometimes I see a beat 'em up and I'm like, cool. I'm just gonna play it and punch through stuff and get to the end. But I don't really put a lot of thought behind what I'm doing and how it differs from other ones I played. I'm very simple. I like good art and I like good soundtrack. Yeah.
This podcast has given you so many ideas for when you start your channel. I'll get all these topics I'm just giving you for free that you can use.
Should I be writing this down? I'm gonna get it.
I'm just kidding. But
pen and paper here. Yeah.
So anyways, I just thought that was something I wanted to bring up because I am getting through it. I'm moving along with the game. I enjoy it. But I really just wanted to get the answers to that question. Like what's the genre solution for that? But I like to think that I have like a brain and I want to know, I want to have a complex story until I have a complex story and then I'm confused. And then I wish I was playing something like this. So it's just,
oh God, I do that all the time.
It's just all the time. A weird thing. So I don't know why I'm being,
no. And I think I mentioned, when I was talking about it, like the branching paths and stuff, it kind of mixes things up a little bit. You can take a different
cool
route,
too. Yep.
So, that kind of stuff. And honestly, I just kind of want to see what the end is like.
Mm-hmm.
That kept me going.
Yeah.
I want to see the final boss. I want to see what happens here. Dory,
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
even
skipping the entire
recall
story
what
in
was going on,
Absolum.
but
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know.
So
It's so weird. Games are weird, man.
games are super weird. Yeah. And games are my escape,
Same. Yep.
from so if something gets too crazy and complicated, I'm like, I don't know. I'm either out or I just ignore that and just play the game.
Yep.
So
For sure.
yeah,
For sure.
I don't put too much thought into what's going on behind the scenes, but yeah.
So that's it. I will probably talk more Absolum in the future as I progress, but I'm still early. Initial impressions are good, though. I really am enjoying my playthrough with that. It's an easy game, sort of. It's an easy game to play in bed, but I think the runs are a little too long in that game, in my opinion.
I told you, if you want to go from beginning to end, it's the
gauntlet.
Buckle up.
I mean, getting to Continent 2 takes me 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's a little bit of a gauntlet there. Fucking getting old sucks. There's no time for anything. 20 minutes is too long. I'm not gonna be able to play any game. So I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. God damn it.
I don't either. Yeah. I know. Sucks.
Anyways,
old sucks.
Yeah, I think that's it for our gaming discussion. I am still playing through Legend of Dragoon. I don't know if I mentioned that in the intro or not. I probably put in an hour and 20 minutes. So there's nothing. I don't have
more to talk about, really.
There.
Yeah.
There's probably not going to be much until I maybe finish that game. I mentioned it. I do want to correct the record. On the first episode, I said the story was not really there. That's fucking lie. I mean, there's a story into that game. It's pretty intricate. It's a little bit not up my alley. It's like a massive love story between the main character and this girl. So they're like, the girl is being overly like, fuck me. And the guy's like, no, I see you as my sister. Like, it's weird. But that's kind of like what's going on in that game. So there is a story there that I am following. I don't know why I said that there wasn't. I wasn't throwing shade at PS1 JRPGs by any means, but
yeah, I don't remember you even saying that. So
yeah, no,
that's
so
cool.
Anyways,
I assumed that there was a story. All freaking JRPGs.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Whether it's good or bad.
I don't know why I said that. So, anyways, but that game is interesting.
So, stay tuned to episode 100 when he finally beats this game.
Shit.
We'll talk about the end.
No shit. Hey, we got tomorrow off for MLK Day. Maybe I'll make some progress.
Yeah, I plan on doing a little bit of that myself.
So we'll see on that. Absolum will continue. What else? I don't think I'm playing anything else other than arcade games.
Do you think is it enough that you're going to keep plugging away at it, you think?
For now, I don't.
For now?
Here's the thing. There's nothing out right now that's got I have any interest in pulling away from it right now. Other than like Absolum, which I'm strictly playing Absolum on my Steam Deck in my bed.
Yeah, perfect.
So
it's a perfect game for that.
Yeah, so like until something. So we play games differently. I try to play and beat games to review them in full for my personal project. So it takes a lot more for me to drop something unless I'm really struggling to like find the desire to play it, and I'm not at that point. Mm-hmm. So like if I find myself with an hour and a half to 2 hours of free time, I will play Legend of Dragoon. I was not feeling that way about Metaphor when I moved on from it. I was playing Battlefield 6 in place of Metaphor. Yep. I was playing just anything else, and I just was avoiding getting into that, and that was bad for me. So that's not where I'm at with this game yet. So I think it's got enough of its hooks in me for me to continue. It's just going to take a while.
It'll take a while, to get to the end.
So
just keep plugging away.
Yeah, and I love old games. I'm a fucking weirdo in that respect. I just love it, and this is a great year for backlogs, in my opinion. It's a big backlog year for me. So
it's big backlog.
I'm very excited to dive into that. Speaking of that, we should move right on here. We're going to talk about our most anticipated releases for 2026. We talked about all the January releases, but we did not talk about anything we're looking forward to. So, Jason, what are you looking forward to this year?
So, I took this big long list that I got off of I think GameFAQs or something like that, and just kind of went through it. Some of them I knew about, some some I didn't. But I kind of took out of those. I pulled out a few that I was kind of excited for, or intrigued. You know, maybe I don't know enough about it yet, and it's intriguing enough that I put it on my list. But to start off on February 13th, High on Life 2 comes out.
Did you play
I
the
don't know
first
if
one?
you. I did. Yep.
All the way through, or
Finished
just
that one.
most? Oh, you did beat it.
Yep.
Okay. I heard a lot
I
about it, but
think I finished that one.
heard a lot about it. I just
It's
couldn't find the time
it's
for a shooter. I think at the time, but
no, and it's using shooter as well, yeah, it's a shooter. But it's very funny. It's
very funny. Yeah.
I think Justin Roiland from Rick and Morty fame.
Yep.
I think it's
Yep.
his company.
Yep.
Now there is the whole thing where the whole sexual assault thing from him is why he got removed from Rick and Morty. But yeah,
Rickies.
Yep, but it was very funny.
Okay.
All the guns talk. They're freaking hilarious.
You
It is
recommend that
not
game?
for kids.
Sorry.
I do. Yeah.
Okay. I think I might try to get it. I think it's on PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, say it's not for kids, but my 11-year-old watched me play it and laughed her ass off the whole time.
Cool.
So just very vulgar. But anyway, I'm hoping that you know, they just can continue that for the second one.
I would be shocked if they weren't. Hold on, before you go, I want to play the first one, and then that will determine my interest on High on Life 2. So I'm going to try to get to that this year.
The shooting mechanics itself they're not super deep. It's pretty simple, but you know, getting the new weapons and just hearing what they say is freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
Like the opening of the very first game, you know, you finally get your talking gun and you don't know what's going on. You're running around, this alien attack is happening, and your gun is talking to you, and he's like, shoot that guy. So you shoot him, and then he's like, oh, okay, reload. And like, if you press like pause and then unpause it, he the gun will go, that was the fucking pause button. And what game ever is the pause button the reload button?
No, that's
so
awesome.
It, like,
that sounds
knows what
great.
you're
It
doing.
breaks the fourth wall.
So
that's
funny.
Yeah, I gotta play that.
Hilarious.
I just
yeah.
I'm gonna do it again. Son of a fucking bitch, dude. I have not been in the mood for a shooting campaign for a while, but that's why I didn't play the first one. But I think I want to dive into it.
It's
very
pretty
cool.
fun. It's
very
really
cool.
funny. Yeah.
What else you got for us?
Should I move on?
Yep.
Okay. February 27th, Resident Evil Requiem.
Mm-hmm.
I put this as intrigued.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know. I mean, I know a little bit about it. I'm not a big Resident Evil fan, but I've just been hearing these little things here and there that this one sounds interesting. So put it on the list.
They've done a lot with that series. I think 7 and 8 were very highly regarded. They went back to the horror roots of those games and really ratcheted them up. And I think this one's following suit. I know Leon Kennedy's in Requiem from Resident Evil 4. That's the only one that I've actually beat was Resident Evil 4. And I beat the remake version, not the original version.
So 4 was very action heavy.
Yeah, it was. I played it as an action game.
A big change. Yeah, it was an action game.
Yeah, I mean, so I heard it was scary, but I played through it and was just like shooting everything. And
I was not scared.
I live streamed it. Did you play the original or the remake? I think the remake took out like the really scary part or something. But I'm just mentioning this. I was streaming Resident Evil 4 remake, and I had a buddy in there watching that was a big RE4 fan. And he was like just blown away by how I was playing the game. I guess I was playing it wrong. Like I didn't sneak at all. There was no tension. I was blowing shit up and fucking going crazy. 4? Yeah, in 4. He said it was a scary game. I was like, I ain't scared at all. I'm shooting everything. So I don't know.
I do not recall being scared in that one. Now I've played a couple Silent Hills that actually freaked me out, but not Resident Evil 4.
Interesting. I just thought that was a tangent. We're going to go on tangents. This is a podcast. We're here to talk.
This is a podcast. That's what we do. But did you see also in Requiem? So there's 2 playable characters.
I heard about it.
Okay, so there's Leon, and then there's the other one. I don't know. And I guess the gameplay styles are they're going to be different. So like the Leon sections are going to be more action heavy, like he was in 4, and then her sections are going to be the more sneak around, creepy type.
Interesting.
That's what I've heard. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, it'll be cool. Yeah. I'm interested in it as well.
That's why I got it under intrigue.
Yeah, not a day one purchase for me at all. Unfortunately.
No,
Okay, Resident Evil is a
hear about it and
series.
see.
Resident Evil is a series that is built to be replayed, and that's against my terms of service as a human being.
Yeah, we don't have time for that.
Nope. What else you got?
Nope. Okay. March 5th, Pokemon Pokopia. I think this is a Switch and Switch 2 release. I'll check it out. I don't know. It is
no idea what the fuck
Animal
this is.
Crossing Pokemon. Okay, so it's like Pokemon in Animal Crossing. So I guess there's a Pokemon called like Ditto who can like copy other people's abilities, and I believe that's who you play as. So like if you need a garden, he switches to like
phone, mate.
a gardener type of a gardener type of Pokemon. If you need to water the grass, he's like a water Pokemon. So
mute this so we don't
it
get
just looks interesting.
Pokemon
But
Pokopia.
yeah, I don't know a ton about it. I guess that's kind of my main.
So it's a mix between. Ooh, that is interesting art style. We can't do this. This is an audio podcast too, but I have the trailer pulled up on the video feed, guys.
Yeah, and that's fine. But what I have heard though, I don't know if anybody's actually played it. Maybe I just got some impressions from people, but they said it gives heavy like Dragon Quest Builders vibes too. With I guess you can build stuff. The art style does kind of look like Dragon Quest Builders.
Yes,
but
it does.
Pokemon. Have you played Dragon Quest Builders?
No. It's another series that's
very like
so big. I feel like I'm behind on.
Yeah, no, it's kind of a Minecraft like, but it has a story and you can run through levels and stuff. So I don't know. I just put it on there because it sounds interesting. It's getting a lot of hype.
I have never.
Of course, because it's Pokemon.
I did not hear about this at all, and I feel like I'm tuned in, and I have not heard a fucking peep about this. This game looks kind of ugly. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know what it is with Pokemon Company. Oh, here we go.
Well, yeah. So there's some footage of like the.
So it is still isometric.
I thought it was more like Animal Crossing, where you can pull like in Animal Crossing, you can pull the camera up a little bit or keep it down. I think it's probably like that.
Boy, oh boy, I don't even know what I'm looking at here. Okay, cool.
You don't need to.
We don't need to continue this, but yes, that looks interesting. I didn't even know it existed. So cool.
Well, there you go.
Yep, nice. Thanks, Jason. You are always opening my mind to new things. Okay.
That's what I do.
Pokemon Pokopia.
Okay. So moving on from Pokemon, have you heard of Screamer?
Nope.
Okay, so Screamer's coming out on March 26th. Screamer is a anime style racing game.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Yeah, we just talked about not having enough of these.
Yeah, let's go.
I would assume it's very over the top.
Love that.
Racing.
Fucking love that.
Yeah, I only saw like a short like teaser trailer for this, but that was enough to be like, ooh,
shit,
that was kind of cool.
I'm sorry, I covered your face. God damn it.
You just cover it the whole time. It's fine.
Guys, I'm sorry. The video version of this episode fucking stinks. I'm covering Jason's face constantly. It's all bad. I'm sorry, guys. Anyways.
I look pretty bad. That's why he's doing it. Oh,
shut up. I just got 3 monitors. I'm trying to... this looks like it might be a remake of a game from 95?
Oh, that's news to me.
Maybe.
Yeah, it just looks like a fun over-the-top racing
Did you say
game.
It has a release date?
March 26th.
Okay.
That's what I saw. Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah. Okay. I'm staying on a lot of these longer than I wanted to. Pragmata
part of
is
the problem
April.
Okay. I'm part of the problem. I'm stopping it. Good.
It's April 24th. That's the. Do you know anything about that one?
No, I've heard a little bit about it.
Pragmata, yeah. I don't want to spend too much. There's a demo out of it. Go check it out.
There you go.
May 27th is 007 First Light. Looks like it could be kind of cool.
Yep.
New Bond game. And the last one that has a release date is Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. Now this looks cool.
Yep.
It reminds me of the Skywalker Saga Lego games, where it actually took the Lego formula and did a lot more with it. Third person shooter type, you can really run around these open environments, so that's looking pretty cool. And then real quick, I'll just run through the ones that don't have an official release date yet. We've Control, Resident, Fable, Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, Forza Horizon 6, which, hint, hint, we might have a little bit of info on that.
True.
TMNT Empire City, which is a VR game, which could be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
TMNT in VR. And then lastly here, Vampire Crawlers, which is the
Vampire Survivors game.
Vampire Survivors
new game.
Teams new game.
Right. I've heard about a little bit about that as well. Have you heard about Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition on the current like PS4 or PS5, Xbox Series X? Isn't that already out on this?
Is it?
I think it is. I think that might just be a Switch release, and all I can tell you...
Okay, so that might just be a Switch too.
All I can tell you with that is that it's not... from what I've heard, people are not happy with it.
No!
Sorry about it.
All right. Well,
but I don't know.
That one, I'm going to take that one off my list.
No, keep your eye on it
just
in case. But I've heard mixed things about the anniversary release
of
Fallout 4. I think they
just
said,
will have to see.
Absolutely. I think they just said basically it could have been better than it was. So...
Just not enough content, or what? I don't
follow
the game
it run
well,
enough.
Or what?
I think it runs fine. I think it just seems like they just remade the game again.
Oh,
but I don't think Fallout 4 base is on Switch, is it?
No.
So that'll be
there's no. I mean, Fallout Shelter, I think, is the only thing on Switch.
It's a weird game. Fallout Shelter.
Yep.
Weird game. For me, like I said, this is a backlog year for me. I tried to extend Jason's conversations a little bit, and so I think I made him nervous. He said he was taking too long. The whole point of the show is to talk, Jason, so don't feel like that. But for me, I'm interested in Onimusha. The new Onimusha game looks really, really cool that we saw. I don't know if we have a release date on that. I don't have any of this information. I'm literally just looking at the image that you guys are looking at. Let's see, what else? 007 does look cool. I'm excited for Wolverine. Which is a PS5 exclusive coming out. That actually looks good. It looks like they really are leaning into the gore of that, which I'm happy about. So that'll be an interesting project to follow. Fable, I think, looks interesting as well. I loved the original Fable games. And rumor has it this may actually bounce over to PlayStation, which would be really cool if that actually happened. But I know it's a Microsoft published game, so maybe
I know, but I hate this whole console exclusive stuff. I mean, I get it; they own companies, but yeah.
Soros is another cool game that looks really interesting to me. Made by the Returnal devs. Returnal's a game you should play, but I don't think you have a way to play it.
I have seen footage, and it looks like totally a game that I would love.
It is amazing, but it's on PC, and I think it's locked on PS5. But very cool third-person roguelike bullet hell wild game, and Soros is, I believe, going to be kind of a similar project made by the same developers. So that is a game I'm watching closely. I'm very excited.
I heard Returnal's pretty tough.
It is hard. There is a whole, like the entirety of the Reddit for that game. 90% of the posts that go into that Reddit are people stuck on the first of 4 bosses in that game. Yeah, so it is pretty
awesome,
pretty funny. It is difficult,
but it looks so cool though,
bro. The thing is,
and stylish.
The first boss is a absolute limit test for you, but you do unlock things in that game through meta progression that will make him easier. But it is like that is the first real hurdle in that game. And a lot of the other bosses
first big challenge.
Yeah, a lot of the other bosses actually are easier than that first boss. So it's kind of funny. Frike is a absolute menace to new players of Returnal, but I don't know. I'll try to see if I can figure out a way to get your hands on that game. You can give it a shot.
Yeah, I'm looking into some options. So.
Yeah, I mean, I can give you my Portal 2 probably. I think it's on there. Beast of Reincarnation looks cool. We might hear some more about that upcoming here with the Nintendo Direct. That's the Game Freak game. I did watch the trailer.
Yep.
Looks like nothing Game Freak has ever done before, so I'd be very curious to see how that turns out. I talked about the Duskbloods last episode. That's still one I'm got my eyes on, from Software, Switch exclusive title. But the main one for me next year that I'm chomping at the bit for is Phantom Blade Zero. This was showed at the Game Awards 2 years ago, and they didn't have any information on it. I don't even think the title came up for the game. They just showed gameplay, but looks like a Souls-like, very stylish Souls-like, kind of like in the first Berserker Kazan ilk, more action, combat focused than just your standard Souls-like, but looks very cinematic and very fun, so that's one I'm really keeping my eye on. And that's about it. And then, yes, GTA Grand Theft Auto 6 is still maybe coming, probably not, but we'll see.
It's on there, but I'm not going to be surprised that gets pushed.
I would not be surprised if it gets slipped either. They're also doing Halo Campaign Evolved, huh? I actually didn't know that.
So, yeah, they basically just rebuilt the first Halo game.
Oh.
With modern stuff, which I didn't put on the list because I want to wait and see. I want to hear a little bit more about that. I played the original Combat Evolved so many times. It's ridiculous. And then they came out with the Master Chief Collection, which, just had it updated visuals and stuff. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. That surprised me they're doing the game over with the Master Chief Collection out. But
yeah, right. And that's kind of why I was like, do I want to play this again? I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep my eye on it.
Cool. I think that's all I got for that. I apologize if you're watching the video version, guys. The fucking first segment today was a mess. I kept pulling shit over Jason's face on accident. Our video stopped. Little bit rough. I don't know how we had a smoother first episode of all things, but that's fine.
Well, I was just gonna say it's only our second. We're still gonna run into this stuff.
Yeah. Other than that, that's I think about it for the first segment, Jason. Unless you have anything else you want to mention.
I don't think so. I think we got through most of it. I think it's break time.
I think it is break time. Let's take a quick break, guys. We will be right back to go over the news.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. So last week we talked a little bit about the Division 3, and this will be short, but we got a little bit more info about a new mode or something that they're going to implement into the Division 3, and they're calling it the realism mode, which basically means headshots is an instant kill. Enemies drop fast, just like the players do, which is kind of cool. And no more emptying a entire clip into an enemy and then only seeing a little tick of his health go down. I didn't mind that in the Division series. I understood why it had to be there. Was it realistic? No, not in the slightest. But yeah, I don't know. I get the whole bullet sponge thing, and a lot of people think, it's just the way it's padding for a game, but I just felt that that's the type of game it was. It was very like Destiny, raids and stuff like that. You needed bosses that were tough, but I think the only way to do that in that type of game is to make them soak up a ton of damage, just like they do in a more sci-fi style game. So anyway, that was just something that I had read about that they were adding into the Division 3. See if it does enough to switch up the gameplay a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Well, I think it's a good idea, but as you said, the Division is known for the bullet sponge enemies, and I think it works. I don't think this is going to change much, but what I will say is that Ghost Recon Breakpoint, I don't know how related they are. They're Tom Clancy games, but Breakpoint had Breakpoint had a realism mode as well that was like one-shot headshots and stuff, and it was fine.
Yeah.
Breakpoint also did away with, because they had weapon rarity drops and stuff like the Division has, but that realism mode actually took away all the rarities and everything. So you just had base gun. If you like base gun, you use base gun throughout the whole game type of thing. I don't know. Sure. Okay. Interesting. Very cool. I'd be excited to see what that turns into as we hear more. This is a 2028 game, so I know
it's a ways off, and it's AAA, like we said, so we're we're a little leery on it, but we'll continue to check it out.
Absolutely, but it has not all been good news for Massive Entertainment this week. We've gotten so much news for them, unfortunately. Ubisoft laid off 55 staff. I don't know how the split was, but it was between Massive, the developers of The Division 3 are currently working on it, and then Ubisoft Stockholm as well. So it just mentions both studios. I don't know where the split is, but it's always bad news to hear developers losing their jobs. But
it's terrible.
This ties right into The Division, unfortunately, because their studio had layoffs. And then, like, literally 2 days later, Justin Garrity, the creative director,
Garrity, I think.
Creative director of Battlefield, left for DICE, which hasn't been announced what his role is going to be at DICE, but I would only imagine that he's replacing Vince Zampella after his unfortunately terrible passing. Yeah, I'm assuming that's what he's doing is going over there to take over Battlefield, but that leaves the Division without a creative head at this moment. I'm sure someone's going to get promoted to fill that role, but I don't know how much Justin had to do with the overall vision, but it's still another blow for Massive, unfortunately.
No, yes, it is.
So,
and not to stay on this too long, but that I after that Vince accident, I kind of started looking into, like, he's done a lot.
He's done so much. I mean, all the way back to COD 4. He was the lead on COD 4. And
that's still looked at as one of the best ones. I haven't played a COD in forever, but that one was great. And it's so sad.
It's terrible. He was it was the CEO of Respawn that did Titanfall 2.
Yes.
Those games were so underappreciated. If you can get your hands on Titanfall 2, you need to play Titanfall 2. It's got a great story. And
great campaign.
Yeah, unbelievable. Vince did so much for the industry. He was a leading voice for the industry. He was one of the every report that I heard about Vince was that he was an incredible guy. He was a very employee focused lead.
He fought for his employees.
Absolutely. He was one of a kind. Did things the right way from what I've been able to tell. So terrible loss for the industry. At a terrible time.
It just seemed like everything he touched he just made it better.
Yeah, I mean, Vince just got on board. He literally just got on board with DICE before the release of Battlefield 6. Battlefield had never been in a worse spot before 6 came out, and then 6 kind of took over multiplayer shooters last year. So again, he turned.
And he had a lot to do with that.
Yep, 100%. So terrible for Vince.
Terrible.
But we'll see what goes on from there. I know that I can't say his last name, Julian Garrity.
I never know how to.
Yeah, I don't know. We're butchering it. Sorry about you, but he
Erighty. Garrity.
Garrity. The Division's a cool concept game. I don't know. I haven't heard about him personally. Usually the creative directors are pretty low key, but until something terrible happens, apparently, and then you hear all about them. But
then you hear all about it.
We'll see. It's just weird. Division 3 is still a long ways out, but losing potentially 55 employees on your dev team, losing your creative director, this is all signs that could inevitably lead to delays or worse. But I don't even want to talk about that right now. But we'll just see what happens. We have some more terrible news to talk about with y'all today.
We do.
Unfortunately, we have to talk about good old Bobby Kotick. So I could talk about this forever.
Oh, Bobby.
I could talk about this forever. There's a lot of controversy with Bobby. We're not even going to fucking go into all of that shit. But here's the title of the article. Bobby Kotick claims Activision, Call of Duty, and consoles are doing so poorly that it proves he was right to sell Activision Blizzard to Microsoft for $69 billion. So there's a lot behind this that I could talk in great detail about. For the most part, I've been following Call of Duty in the modern industry I've been following this story very closely. It's one of the weird, rare occurrences that we are literally seeing the downfall of one of gaming's biggest franchises. No matter what you feel about Call of Duty, it is a year-over-year top seller, massive grossing.
Juggernaut.
Yeah, absolutely. And starting with Modern Warfare 3, the remade Modern Warfare 3. The community is just so resentful for what the series has become, and then the suits are too stubborn to revert back to what players want, and it's just been this fucking war between the two of them. The noise had never gotten louder than at the end of the last game cycle, Black Ops 6 going into Black Ops 7. I have never seen a more vitriolic community around a game. And at the worst possible time, because Black Ops 7 came out. And I was expecting incredibly low sales numbers for Black Ops 7. I knew we would never get that data. But Bobby Kotick here, our good friend Bobby Kotick, great guy, by the way. No, not at all. Terrible guy.
No.
He stated, and again, I don't know how true this is. This could just be him spewing nonsense. He is in a legal battle with the shareholders that own stake in Activision Blizzard, because when he sold to Microsoft for $69 billion, the stakeholders, the share value for one share in Activision Blizzard, I believe, was $95 a share. So the stakeholders for that are obviously fucking pissed. They're wondering why the fuck they sold so low, and then they had it's just a big mess. I'm not going to go into the legal battle.
Lord.
So he made this comment during his ongoing legal battle. He said, and I can't believe this. I don't know if this is true. It is absolutely ridiculous. He said Call of Duty is on track to perform 60% below last year, and he blamed it on intense competition from titles like Battlefield, destroying the Federal Trade Commission, or destroying the FTC's now defeated argument about Call of Duty's purported monopoly. That is not even relative.
No.
So Call of Duty is on track to perform 60% below last year because of intense competition from Battlefield. Well, I got some news for you. Battlefield's been around forever. That is not the only issue. But if they, dude, 60% is 60%. Fucking unbelievable. I don't understand if you guys fully understand how incredibly impactful that will be if that is true. And I almost believe it, because I have seen a lot of things that Black Ops 7 is trying to do retroactively to get players back in and stay interested. They might be in massive trouble. So I did a little bit of work on this while I was reading this. So, this is just a super rough estimate. This is all rough estimate, hyperbole, speculation, whatever. Black Ops 6. Black Ops 6 sold 500 million units last year, is what they reported. 500 million units. If we take that, because obviously not everything was sold at full price. This game sold at $69.99. We can't just do that. So I put $50 per unit, which I think is relatively fair.
That's I'd say.
If they sold 500 million units at $50 a piece, that is $25 billion on that game alone. Billion. 60% of $25 billion is $10 billion that they are reportedly losing on Black Ops 7. That is fucking unbelievable. That is so bad. And this doesn't even include microtransactions. This is just units sold. And if you've played Call of Duty, it's absolutely pumped with microtransactions. And I'm sure those are taking a hit as well, because there's nobody fucking playing the game.
I'm sure they are.
Oh my goodness. And then a quick note, they also mentioned that they expected Black Ops 6 lost about $300 million in revenue by being on Game Pass and not having people purchase the game outright. I would only imagine that at least doubled with this new game, because nobody went out and wanted to buy this thing. So that is unbelievable. I have no clue how this franchise recovers from that deficit. That is fucking unbelievable. I mean, let's just put it this way. If Call of Duty did 2% worse this year than last year, it would have been catastrophic. If they actually did 60% worse, I don't even know. They have to be in like fucking red hot panic mode over there.
Yeah. So I'm a little confused by on track to perform 60% below. Like, what they have numbers on that already, or like over the course of, Call of Duty being out?
So yeah,
or this year.
I would assume that they had the 500 million units is over the entire lifespan of that game. So what they're looking at is probably data comparing it to where the game sold in the prior year to where it's at now. And so it's tracking way under what it was last year. And here's what I also want to say. Black Ops 6 had a lot of shit going into it as well. So that 500 million units is probably significantly lower than they wanted to have in the first place. So it's Bobby Kotick. The guy's a fucking sleazebag, skeezer, douchebag. He may be just completely obliterating. He may just be throwing this off the top of his head because, like I said, he is trying to do everything he can to get away from this lawsuit. But if that's true, holy shit, I don't even know where to go with
I see that 60%. I'm like, God, is he just throwing that out there? Is that legit the case?
Then absolutely,
that's insane.
Absolutely could be, but it is such
But if that's how it's tracking,
bro,
it could be.
Modern Call of Duty is one of the weirdest fucking things in the history of gaming as far as like just watching how everything develops. It's so strange. They don't know what the fan base wants. Actually, they don't give a fuck about what the fan base wants.
That's the problem.
They saw what Fortnite did by putting all these goofy, IPs into the game, which no matter how you feel about it, those all fit somewhat in Fortnite. They made it work. Because
Fortnite could be anything.
Yeah,
Call of Duty is Call of Duty.
Yeah, Call of Duty is a military shooter. It's not a simulator, but that's what it is. And when you're running around with fucking Beavis and Butthead and like I don't understand. They've lost the plot entirely over there, and it's just really incredible to see because they could have it all if they just did what the community wants, but they refuse. They think they can make more money, and I mean, 60% loss in sales is pretty it's pretty telling. So I would expect a significant change in their plans going forward, but we will see. You're muted, I think. But on that point, they are saying that they want to go back to Modern Warfare, so they're going to go from Black Ops 2 years in a row to Modern Warfare. I don't think that changes anything. It's still the same bullshit.
Yeah.
But welcome back. So anyways, I just thought that was interesting to talk about. Fucking unbelievable. That is unbelievable if true. Ridiculous.
Crazy.
We'll be interested to see how it goes, and I'm sure Microsoft is fucking pissed as fuck.
No, I'm sure they are.
So that's pretty good stuff.
It's nuts.
Yeah. Moving on from there, I can talk about that all
day. Right,
what
let's move on. So I got a little article here about that says the former Bethesda lead artist thinks that the Elder Scrolls 6 and Fallout 5 are in a no-win situation due to fan expectations. Skyrim being one of the top 10 games of all time. And then it basically just asks the questions, how do you beat that? I mean, I'm going to pull up the article here so I can...
Yep, you're good. I think this is an interesting take as you're pulling that up because it is just the nature of the beast. People are going to have extremely high expectations, and the gaming community is incredibly vocal if things don't go the way that they want.
Big time.
And then that can just throw off the entire market. Continue, though.
Yeah, no, it does. I guess, see if there's any more. He says, that they're in a no-win situation now that expectations are so high, and he says that's partially why he left Bethesda in the first place. And then he says, outside of GTA 6, it's hard to think of a more anticipated game than the Elder Scrolls 6.
Given it'll probably take until 2035.
It'll take until 2035. Fallout 5 is sure to join that list. I don't know if I fully agree with that. I mean, I do in a sense that, like you said, the fans they'll let you know if they don't like something. I just don't. I'm not always on the side of, I shouldn't say I'm not on the side, but I don't always agree with everything they say. I thought Fallout 4 was fantastic.
I love the gunplay in Fallout 4. It was so much better than it had been in the past.
Yeah,
so much better.
Maybe that was part of it. I really enjoyed it. So I don't know. By saying that they're in a no-win situation, I don't know if I buy that. They're gonna sell.
Oh, they'll definitely sell. But we did see a kind of a similar situation to this when Starfield came out, because Starfield was pretty dogged on when it came out.
It was big time dogged on.
So,
did you ever play that?
I did not.
See, I enjoyed Starfield for what it was. Yeah. Oh wait, no, I'm always too positive. So I need to.
Fuck! Don't even start that
every
shit
game.
with me.
Every game that I've talked about so far, I hate it.
Shut your mouth! I don't mean that. Terrible. I just like to get under your skin and get some real truth out of you.
I know.
You can love whatever you want. That's what gaming's all about, man.
But maybe that's part. That could be part of my lack of understanding when I see stuff like this. Is I think of it in my terms, like where I'm like, what are they talking about? The game is great. And then you look at, the comments, and then they're like, no, it's not as good as this because of that. I don't know.
So yeah, we have
that.
Opposite views, and I'm not saying you're wrong. I wish I could be more like you and be super lovey-dovey about things. I totally understand what this guy's saying, but he is just the lead artist, so he's kind of a peon there. It's not like you're getting this information. Yeah, it's not like you're getting this information from a high up place. But that being said, I think it makes sense. I think it is something that developers probably constantly think about when they're making games. I can't even imagine the amount of pressure on Rockstar now making GTA 6.
I want nothing to do with that.
I can't even imagine. So I think this is a relevant thing to say. It is probably cripplingly scary kind of working and having all those expectations placed on you, but you don't know the way to avoid that is to make new IPs again, but nobody has the balls to do that. So you can avoid this altogether if you just fucking move on, but that won't happen. So
create a new Clear Obscure.
Don't even get me talking about that.
Oh boy.
But yeah, I think this makes sense to me. I
guess it makes sense. I just read it, and my initial impression was I gave it an eye roll, but it does make sense.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I can see where you feel. It's
just my positiveness popping out. Like, no, it'll do great.
No, they will sell, absolutely, but if they are not up to what the players expect, it's going to get dogged on horrendously. And
ties right back into the Call of Duty that we were just talking about.
Correct.
I mean, it's all, they just listen to fans. I don't know. Anyway,
let's move on. Quick one here before we move on to the general news topics here. Capcom's next big Resident Evil remake reportedly to be revealed this year, and it looks like they are remaking Resident Evil Code Veronica. This is being reported by Video Game Chronicle, pretty reliable source.
Interesting,
I would say. Code Veronica was a Dreamcast exclusive, I think. I don't know if it came out on PS.
Capcom, it's a remake of the original Dreamcast game.
Yep. So I think that's cool. Everybody that I've heard talk about Resident Evil loves Code Veronica, but it's just not a game a lot of people played because it was locked on the Dreamcast. And if you know about the history of the Dreamcast, didn't sell that well in North America. I actually had one growing up. Thought it was a fucking cool ass console. I loved the.
My brother did, I believe.
Yeah, I love the memory card that you plug in. It's got like a little LCD screen. It's fucking cool. Those controllers were weird though, but
very interesting.
Cool system. But I think this is great because this is remaking a game that was overlooked because it was hard to obtain, and so I think this is great. I just thought I'd mention it because the Resident Evil remakes are absolutely amazing. They are so good.
Amazing.
1, 2, 3. Some people didn't like 3. 4 was great. So really cool to see him doing another one.
Very cool. I mean, I think that's why I really like this. I think the original Switch was probably my favorite console, or maybe it was just more life-changing than anything. And they brought all that stuff from the Wii U that people didn't play because Wii U is one of their lowest selling consoles ever.
Yep.
So I don't know, this stuff. I love hearing about this kind of stuff. Bringing bringing games that were kind of locked on an underperforming console and letting more people experience it. That's a great thing.
And I think this will potentially kill. I really do, because I think this is the Resident Evil has an incredibly passionate fan base, and if this is one that a lot of people couldn't have access to and now they're going to have access to, I think this is going to really pop for them. So I think it's a great move. I think it's a great move.
Yeah, you just read about that one, right? You just found that one
just today. That just came out today, Sunday, as of this recording. So I thought it was worth throwing on here.
We're bringing you the late breaking news.
Damn right, dude. It's gonna be a day late by the time it's posted, but close enough now.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah,
who cares?
All right, let's move on. We got some Xbox news.
We do.
I got this pulled up. I'll just rip this off really quickly. Okay. So we had this information for the last episode, but we forgot to talk about it. So we're talking about it now. Xbox confirms a developer direct for 2026, and we got this image that you can see hopefully on the screen there. So what we have here is a Playground Games title. This is believed to be Fable, so we're going to get more information on Fable.
Yep.
We have this image here, which is clearly Forza Horizon 6. And then we've got Game Freak's game Beast of Reincarnation here.
Beast of Reincarnation.
So on the 22nd, jeez, that's coming up, isn't it? That's Thursday.
Yeah, a couple days away.
We're going to be getting some news on this stuff, and I think this is super exciting. I want to know about that Fable game. I know that Horizon 6 is going to slap in Japan. Perfect setting for the game. That game's going to fucking do incredible. Can't wait for that. And then, Beast of Reincarnation is a game we don't know a lot about, and it's such a weird leap away from Game Freak's previous stuff that I'm very excited to see what that is. So, yeah, I'm pumped about this.
This ain't your kid's Pokemon.
Absolutely not. But I'm very excited for this to happen. I can tell you 100% certainty I will not be available to watch this on the 22nd at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I will be in the snow probably.
What? Why is that? Oh, that's right.
Nobody can show up to work, so we have to. Anyways, so I think this is cool. I just think it's really nice.
It's very cool.
I've heard some whispering around that Fable might make the jump to PS5, I hope. I would love that.
We can only hope.
I don't know. Xbox is, weird. They could get some more money, but
they're
on
struggling.
PS5. Yeah.
Everything's an Xbox. That's their whole whatever.
I mean,
get into that.
Yeah. Save that discussion for another time, but Forza Horizon game kills. A great arcade racing game. We talked about it earlier in kind of a negative aspect, but they fuck. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, they're awesome.
We will see those.
One of my favorite racing franchises in a while.
Oh yeah. It is the GOAT of arcade racers at this time, and it's more of like a simcade. Yeah. It's not really an arcade racer. It's a simcade, but
no, it's a simcade. Can't do crazy shit, but the handling is more arcadey.
Yep. Anyway, so I just wanted to mention that because we forgot to last week. So tune in for that on the 22nd. I'll try to research it before we record next Sunday, but looks like we're going to get some good info on that.
Yeah. So speaking of Horizon 6, the Forza Horizon 6 release date may have been leaked early. They'll probably talk about that in the direct, but so Xbox Infinite and Xbox news source on X, Twitter, based in Saudi Arabia, posted an image of an announcement that they claim appeared inside the game. So I saw this too, and it says, if legitimate, the announcement says the premium edition of the game will give players early access, allowing them to play 4 days early starting on May 15th, which implies that the general release date would be May 19th. So just a little leak there.
I think that makes
caused themselves
perfect sense to release this game in May. So I think that is
for sure
absolutely probably accurate, and I'm sure we'll get a confirmation stamp of approval on the 22nd. It's
gotta be. Yeah. So I saw this article floating around a bunch of different places, so there's no doubt that Xbox has seen it and they're like, shit, now we gotta let people know.
Yeah. By the way, I hate the early access shit. Paying early to get a game 4 days early is so stupid. I guess they're making their money that way.
That's a stupid idea. Yeah.
Cool. This game's gonna slap, dude. Best setting the game could possibly be in. Everybody's been asking for Japan for probably since Australia,
fantastic.
where the first one was. And I think this game's going to do very well. They always do very well.
Big car culture there. So
absolutely,
it'll be awesome.
Very, very cool. And one thing I love about Horizon 5 had so many accessibility features, which was really amazing.
Oh yeah.
It was a racing game with that stuff was absolutely amazing. Just really, really cool.
Yeah. My I played that a lot. My daughter would come down and watch, and she's like, I want to play, and I would tweak some of that stuff, and she could race like no problem.
I mean, you could be an absolute dick bag and set up every assist and go around the biggest track in the game and just farm money like an asshole.
Just let it go. Yep. So yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, cool stuff. I love accessibility. I want to highlight that whenever we can because I think it is very important. So yeah. Anyways, off topic, but Forza Horizon 6 looks cool. Jason, you want to take the next one for me too?
Yeah, so Xbox's Avowed gets a permanent price drop to coincide with the upcoming PS5 release. I thought that was pretty cool. I liked Avowed. I didn't finish it, but I thought it was very cool for what it was. Very Skyrim-like, but more condensed, compacted. Not quite as big of an open world, but it just kind of kept you from point A to point B like super fast. So Avowed, it did come out on Xbox and PC almost a year ago now, and to coincide with last week's announcement of a PS5 release, Microsoft has dropped the price of the base game on all platforms, which will launch at the same time, launch at the same price as the Sony system. So what, originally it was a $70 game?
I believe so, yep.
Yeah. So it's launching on PS5 $450, which is awesome.
Great.
And then so then basically all versions on all platforms will be $50.
Great. Good stuff.
Very cool.
And this is on Game Pass. If you guys have Game Pass, you can download it on Game Pass. I guess that's probably a null point. Most Microsoft published games are, but
yes,
like exclusives.
Most first party. Yep.
Yeah, so
first party Microsoft games are on there.
But yeah, cool. I don't know if this game's for me, but cool, it's coming to PS5 at a lower price. I'm glad they're doing that and not just gouging everybody for $70. So
it's weird. It's a weird one because I feel like it just kind of came, and when it came, everybody was like, "Oh man, Avowed's awesome! Awesome!" And then just kind of went away.
Wow.
Like I don't know.
That's the
great game.
That is the optimistic.
I mean,
take.
I hated it. I hated Avowed.
No. You had the optimistic take. The conversation got very divisive after the first couple of weeks. From what I understood. So if you avoid that information, it probably was all great until it stopped.
The combat in it was great. Like when you hit with the sword, like you could feel it. Like it didn't just kind of go through the enemy. It would like if you hit the shoulder or something, it'd kind of like bounce a little bit and you could hit him again. It had like old school like pistols and stuff in it too. So which is you're not used to seeing in like a fantasy RPG type stuff. So I don't know. I just thought it did something a little different. Thought it was cool.
In a Pillars universe, wasn't it? Was that this
game?
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yes, it was. So I mean, if you're which I wasn't super familiar with, but I did see some stuff about people that are familiar with that world, and they said that it ties in pretty nicely. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. So yeah, keep your eyes out for that. Did they say when it's coming to PS5? February 2025. No, that's when it initially released. I don't know, but it'll be on your PlayStation and Steam storefronts soon. There you go.
Yeah, it doesn't say. Weird. I thought it did.
That's weird. I thought it did too. That's okay. We can move on.
Nope. That's all right. Soon. Just say soon.
Check out Avowed. Jason recommends it. I don't have an opinion. So there you go.
Just it's one that I wanted to come back to. Just haven't gotten there yet.
Well, story of our lives, dude. Moving on to PlayStation here. January PlayStation Plus editions have been leaked. Yes, this is different than what we talked about in the last episode. We talked about the free game offerings that you get with PlayStation Plus. This is the streaming service. So this is like the Game Pass equivalent on PlayStation. We're getting these games here. We're getting Resident Evil Village, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, which is a kind of a big pickup there, to be honest. I think that just came out.
Was it last year?
I think so. Pirate Yakuza was last year. Maybe Infinite Wealth was 2 years ago.
Well, maybe.
Doesn't matter.
I heard good things.
I did as well. I think that's a turn-based game. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm talking out my ass.
It's pretty action heavy, I think. Yeah. Oh,
interesting. Expeditions, a Mud Runner game, which is the level-focused, I think, Mud Runner game. Looks pretty cool. Quiet Place.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool. You played it?
I just said it's pretty cool.
You played it?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
I have it. Yep.
Stud. Love that. Quiet Place, The Road Ahead, also, which I thought that was a free game.
I don't know anything about this one.
I don't know what's going on. I thought they released like a free, like, I'm not even going to make an ass of myself. The Exit 8, no clue what that is. You can see the logo right here.
Really?
No idea what that is. And then
it's very interesting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, really? You know about this? Or are you being an asshole? Okay, what is it?
No, I played it. So it's very, very simple. You basically are in a subway station.
Mm-hmm.
So you start first person, you walk down a hallway, and what you're looking for is inconsistencies on either the tiles on the wall, the signs that are on the wall, and you're basically, if you see something that looks out of place, you turn around and you run back where you came from, and then the run starts over. And then you start walking again. If everything looks okay, you can make it to the, I'm doing a terrible job, but you can make it to the end of the hallway, and then you go on to the next. Well, no, I don't even think you go on to the next thing. I think that's literally it. You're trying to exit the subway station.
Huh.
But it's like playing
Constantly
with your mind.
changing.
Like,
oh, cool.
Yes, it's constantly changing, and you have to spot what's out of place. Like, you might walk down the hallway and a guy walks by you. And the next time, maybe something's different about him. So you turn around and you run back, because if you continue to go, the run's over. I don't remember exactly what happens, but it basically, you die, or you start over. It's weird.
Sounds like a fun game, honestly. I'm going to check that one out since it's going to be available. And then Art of Rally is a very interesting, like, isometric rally game. Kind of interesting, but
it's very artsy.
Very, very artsy.
The racing is fine. They went with more of a this is a cool artistic version of a rally game.
Yep. So that's on everything. Art of Rally. I think I played it on PC, but you can kind of get it anywhere.
It's on everything. Yeah. I played it on my Switch too. So
this image has a picture of Darkest Dungeon 2, which is not mentioned in this article.
Notice not.
So I don't know what's going on there, but that's on there, maybe. I don't know. And that's weird.
Yeah.
And then the PS1 port for the month is Ridge Racer, the original Ridge Racer. So there you go. If you're interested in that.
Cool.
That is all I got for PlayStation. We got a lot of Nintendo news because we have a Nintendo.
A little bit. I think most of these will be pretty quick, but
no.
I just wanted to start off the Nintendo section with Virtual Boy? Question mark?
Yeah.
I don't know. This one's weird. I just, do we need this? I mean, it was like one of the biggest...
think it's cool for history's sake.
Okay.
As you were saying, go ahead. It is the worst.
Yeah, no, it's weird. Is it out, or it's coming out soon? That part I should know.
Comes out.
It's
17th.
Available for pre-order.
Okay.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. I thought this was kind of weird. I'm sure people know that this is happening, but I mean, it's $100.
What's a little pricey? That's really pricey.
The headset to play a total of, I think, maybe 30 games.
There's 35. That's a complete collection of Virtual Boy. I don't know if they're doing the full collection on the virtual service or not.
Oh gosh, I don't know. It's just but you almost have to have. So you either have to have the headset, or you can also get a Labo style, which is like a cardboard style thing to put your Switch into. So because these games they're 3D in a sense. For those who aren't as old as I am, I play the Virtual Boy.
I'm 31. I know all about the Virtual Boy. I have not played it though, so that's interesting.
Okay, I played it. Somebody I knew had one. It's just weird. It's all the colors are red.
Yep.
So it's like an entirely red. But there were some cool games. There was I think there was a tennis. I don't know if it was Mario Tennis.
Yep.
That was kind of fun. I didn't play too many of them, but I don't know. I just thought, just wanted to touch on the fact that Virtual Boy is almost out. If you care,
I'm a purist. I love this type of shit. I mean, that's $100. That's fucking hefty for this. To be honest, it's a peripheral that you need. It's a peripheral that you need to access this portion of the library. But listen, anything that any company does to preserve history in any sort of way is something I'm going to be on board with. So I think this is actually cool. Yes, the system flopped harder than life itself, but what might be nice about this, in the collecting scene, Virtual Boy games are fucking expensive, especially like Jack Brothers and Waterworld are ridiculously pricey to find. So I'd be very curious to see if they do include the entire Virtual Boy library. That would be really, really cool if they had those really hard to find games.
I wonder if it'll be kind of how they do like their SNES and NES and all that stuff. Even the on the Switch too, you can play GameCube games now. So what? But they started with 4.
Yeah, they do the highlights.
They added another one. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be that same type of thing or if it's just going to launch with all of them.
I think it should go with all of them. This is definitely
because
this is definitely a massive win for preservation, kind of, because inevitably down the road, the Switch 2 online servers are going to go down fucking 30 years in the future, and then we lose all of this again, and then we just have this, repro version of a Virtual Boy that's not going to be able to do anything. I'm sure there's Virtual Boy ROMs out there, but you can't play those without the peripheral. So, I enjoy it. What's the market, though? The market for this is so small. It's for small people like me that would like to experience it, but yeah, at $99, I don't expect this thing to do very well. But it's Nintendo also, and as we mentioned last week, they pretty much buy up everything, so it'll probably still do well. They're
hardcore fans buy whatever they put out. So,
okay. Anyways, I think it's unlike you. You were kind of negative. I think it's positive. Continue.
Oh, what just happened? One more thing on the Nintendo side. Nintendo has recently updated its detachable dual screen patent. So this is something that I have been hearing about since before the Switch 2 was released. When they unveiled that there was going to be a USB-C charger on the top and one on the bottom, everyone went to, I wonder if you can attach, a second screen, which I don't know. Nobody does, but the fact that they have updated their patent, I don't know if that really says anything. They've done this a lot in the past with things that they never did anything with, but they just buy it. They update it to just in case. Essentially, is I think what they're saying. So, but yeah, it says that the patent has been floating around since 2023, showing a detachable second screen for the Nintendo Switch 2. It's just the Switch 2 is so different than I get the the DS and the 3DS. It was a smaller screen. Putting a second screen on top of my Switch 2, I just don't think it's something that I would want to do. But hey, I mean, if this is true, more power to them. If somebody wants to make the Switch heavier than it is, go for it.
This is completely bananas to
It's
me.
wild.
Are they?
It's wild.
Is this maybe another SKU where they're going to release like a Switch 2, but it's like a 3DS type of thing where you...
Dude, we don't need that.
You don't think so?
No.
Come on, the Virtual Console could add 3DS and DS games, dude. If that, what is going on with these patents? What is this, a joystick?
I don't know. Yeah, it's very... The image that they chose is...
I mean, these are
like the Switch. So
technical drawings. I don't know what we're looking at here, but...
I don't know what we're looking at here. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out. I guess I listen to like a couple like Nintendo's centered podcasts, and they've been kind of talking about this for a while. So
what do they think it is?
My
They just think
Nintendo.
it's an additional screen, like a what
so
do those?
I'm
like,
thinking it would.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I just think it'll fold like
DS.
the TS did, because you plug it into the top. There's a USB-C now on the top and the bottom, which initially they just said it was just for whether you wanted to charge it from the top or the bottom. But now people are getting these ideas that you might eventually be able to attach a second screen to the top of the Switch. I don't know.
The Switch 2 is touchscreen?
Yeah. Yeah.
I have no idea what they would be doing with this other than it would be a way to play DS games with a touchscreen on the bottom, and then you have the screen on top that is your DS screen.
That would make the most sense.
But are they going to?
They have.
This is going to be way more than the fucking Virtual Boy if they release this as an add-on.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, if it's a whole nother screen, I mean, unless it's a piece of shit screen, it's gonna be pricey. And they're not gonna put out. It's Nintendo. They're not gonna put out some, jank type of screen for the top. They're gonna want it to look as good as the bottom screen. I have no idea. I just thought it was an interesting.
This figure 16
topic
looks like there's. These
looks
look
like a Switch Lite almost.
I know these look like These look like triggers. So these are like triggers, but you have triggers here that are all that. So this can be used folded and unfolded. Like I am so fucking confused by this.
No, I don't know.
So this is the USB-C port.
Yeah.
On the bottom. This might be a pro model with the second screen. Because it looks like it unfolds. So this might be a USB port for a whole new SKU of Switches.
Okay. Well, I think, isn't that kind of what you said already? I mean, it's very possible.
But why? I don't know. Like this just complicates things so much for devs if they want to make a game that that utilizes both screens. Then you have a whole different. You have all different hardware in there. I don't think
you'd have a whole different SKU. So yeah, the fact that it says that they've updated their dual screen patent doesn't necessarily have to mean that it's something that attaches to the Switch 2. It could be a different, I don't know, like a non-docked Switch that has two screens.
Why? What would you use a second screen
Lite,
for?
You can't. I don't know.
This is crazy to me. I don't.
It's nuts, and they've brought over some like 3DS games. They just have to kind of tweak how they look since it doesn't have two screens. So I don't know.
Comments here: Switch 3 or DS emulator controller attachment. That seems like what we said, but I don't know why.
Yeah.
Interesting. This is something I could dive into more, but also it could just be bullshit.
Yeah, I was gonna say we don't. Yeah,
could
Switch 3 or DS emulator
could be absolute bullshit. Also,
imagine using a Switch 1 attached to the top so we can play DS and 3DS games. Yeah, I don't know.
There's no way. There's no way they would make would make your Switch 1 connect to your Switch 2 to fucking emulate.
Nope.
3. There's no way that would happen.
Nope.
But weird.
Let's move on. It's just a weird thing.
We could go down that forever.
I mean, I love Nintendo, but for me to be like, let's move on.
We'll see, I guess. That's too much. I didn't even know about that, but that's very cool. All right, let's go ahead and take our last break, and then we're going to move on to we're going to move on to a question of the week and some community interaction stuff. So, see you guys in a bit.
Stick around, just one more section left.
Yeah. Welcome back to Spawn Point Podcast, guys. We are here, third section, to wrap everything up. Put a pretty little bow on it. Jason's provided a question for us today, so we're going to go ahead and pass it over to him and let us know what he came up with, and then we have some viewer stuff to go over.
Cool. So I tossed around different ways of wording this question, and I still don't think I'm 100% happy with it, but it'll get us to the point that we're trying to make here. So the question I came up with this week is, does the interactivity of video games make them a superior storytelling medium to movies or books?
I believe it does.
I would say yes.
Yeah.
We're both gamers.
Yeah.
I would definitely say yes. And the second kind of part of this, I guess, is I've always thought it was strange. Ever since I was a kid, everyone was like, "Stop playing those video games."
Yep.
But yet, everyone reads books, watches movies, watches TV shows, whether they're fiction or nonfiction. It's always felt so weird to me, like that people are like, "Oh God, you play video games?" I'm sorry, I like to interact with the story that I'm being told instead of just watching it or reading it. Yeah, I don't know. I just always thought it was strange how they were kind of looked down upon. Yet video games are the number one. How do I word this? The most consumed entertainment property there is.
So this is a thing I struggle with as well, because, and here's why it happened this way. Video games, when they initially released, were seen as toys. They were seen as like toys. So they were marketed at children.
Yeah.
I have this problem with my parents, for example.
Yeah.
I get this comment from my parents all the time. Why do you still play fucking games? Why do you do this? Why do you do that? And they just don't understand the correlation that it's exactly the same thing as you guys do when you sit on your couch and watch fucking whatever, whatever they're watching on TV. It's Law and Order. It's the same.
People say stuff like, "Oh, I just binged the whole season last night," and then you got somebody that overhears that and they're like, "Oh, really? Yeah, I did too. That's awesome." And it's so like normal.
Mm-hmm.
To talk about that, but if you're like, "Oh, I just finished this video game," there's still that stigma.
There's
that people
still
are like,
stigma.
Yeah,
there's still a stigma. I would love for that stigma to break, but the problem is, like I said, I my parents would never game with me ever. It would never happen. I would try, and they just look down upon it like it was the fucking bane of the human existence.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing that's so weird. As gamers, we know what we have access to it. It's an amazing medium. It's not any less, it's not any less brain stimulating than reading a book or watching a show or whatever. In fact, it's more so with the ability to actually control what's on the screen. So if we as gamers were able to convince the people that are just oblivious or they just don't want to learn basically what a game is, there is a game out there for every single person, no matter who you are, no matter how old you are, none of that matters. There is a game for you. You are just refusing to accept the medium, and that's a you problem, not a gamer problem. So we've always fought the stigma, and like I said, it was originally marketed to kids, so it was seen as a kids thing. It went from that to if you play games and you're still like a teenager, you're a fucking dork and a nerd and a doofus, right? Up to now, where it's definitely much more accessible with the games like Fortnite and things of that nature that have kind of exploded outside of the gaming sphere. However, it's still you are still looked down upon for liking video games. It's something that I suppressed my entire life up until I just finally said, fuck this. I don't care anymore. Think of me what you will. I'm going to share the content that I make on my public Facebook page. If you don't like it, good. Fuck you. Get out of my fucking friends list, and you don't have to acknowledge it or interact with it. But if you're too unable to accept the fact that, yes, I enjoy video games as an adult, that's a you problem. So,
100%. It sounds like, even from what you're saying, it sounds like it's getting better, but it's still not there. I mean, the Fortnites and the Minecrafts and all that stuff that like now everyone, knows about.
Yep. I mean,
it's still, stigma's still there though.
The stigma is still there. It's less so, but it is still there. And it just takes people like us saying, whatever, dude, you fucking think whatever you want about me. But I'm basically engaging in what you are in a different format that's cooler than your format. So whatever, dude, if that's weird to you, so be it.
It is.
I don't. So you know, it's a stigma that we're never going to have. And I think it's ingrained in probably both of our heads because of how stigmatized it was in the past. And maybe, and like I said, it's not so much so now, but it still feels like that. Especially since we've experienced those different phases where gaming was looked down upon for such a long time.
And my situation's, I mean, a little bit different than yours. Like I said earlier, I mean, my dad was the first person to show me a video game.
Yep.
I mean, did he expect it to consume my life? Probably not. But you know, he still games.
That's great. That's awesome. I love to hear that. That's
he still games.
Amazing.
He's playing the crap out of No Man's Sky. He completed Starfield and then started a new game plus. What was he playing? I mean, he played Star Wars Outlaws. So he's still
gaming. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And like I said, dude, if you're watching this show, we got a lot of people that get commented on our first episode that we're non-gamers and have no interest in playing games. I swear to you, you do not have to buy a console and try to get invested in the hobby, but there is a game out there for you that will help you understand why this medium is so popular, why it's not a fucking dorky, nerdy fucking hobby pastime thing. It's none of that that's attached to this hobby none of that shit is accurate. Yes, there are like sub portions of game like JRPGs. I view those as kind of nerdy games, but I fucking like those games. So you know, but I'm not gonna like throw shade at someone that only plays JRPGs and they don't play action games. Like it's all personal taste. It's, I mean, so this is a crazy thing that I think every gamer struggles with. I think it's a great conversation point. And man,
it's a question that has been in my head for as long as I can remember. I'm just glad I finally have a place to talk about it.
Absolutely.
And ask other people.
Absolutely. And that's what this whole show is for. And I'm very happy that we were able to bond over video games together. I mean, we talked about video games when I was training with you in your truck when I first started post office, and kind of went from there. And again, I probably wouldn't have even brought it up like that I was a gamer fucking 5 years ago because I was ashamed of it. And why?
Oh, yeah.
You know?
See, I get what you're saying about that. Like you kind of hit it for a while. I probably did, but it's been a solid 10 plus years where I just talk about it. I do not care anymore.
Yeah. I mean, that's just Westerns. It's a lot of issues, but
it is.
If you take anything away from this, dude, fire up your fucking iPhone. Even if you're 60, you got an iPhone, and just try a fucking. Mobile games are not where I would start, but that's the lowest cost of entry. And there's great experiences on there.
If you find something that you like, even if you try something by starting on a phone, there is a better version of that. Multiple better versions of that on other places to play. Yeah. So, yeah.
I mean, if you're watching the gaming podcast this far in, we're not doing very good. You probably like video games if you're still with us, but you know, we had.
This is the part to clip.
Yeah, we had for sure. I probably will do that. I have a question to talk about with that as well. But where was I going with that? If you take anything away from this conversation, just don't be afraid to try gaming. Put your ego aside. You're not too cool for it. Just try it. If you haven't, you could find something you really love doing. And what's wrong with that? Nothing. So
no, nothing. Nothing at all. And there's simple games out there that you can start with. I mean, if you get into that, there's more advanced games, and there's, like you said, there's something for everyone.
Literally everybody.
Just give it a shot.
Yeah. Yep. Interact with the controller. Fucking great times.
Yep,
Love it.
Great times.
Love it. All right. Yep. Moving on from that, I'm sure we'll have more deep conversations like that as we go.
I'm sure we will.
We're still kind of stumbling through episodes. Second episode, we still have some kinks to work out, but
what's this?
I don't know. I'm just flowing. Anyway, we'll have more of these types of conversations in the future. I think that was a great conversation because I got a lot off my chest, and that was fun. I enjoyed that. So thank you for that question, dude.
Yes. Of course.
moving on to end the show, we want to talk about all the positivity that we got. Mentioned this at the start of the show. So we have some comments to go through from the first episode that I want to address directly, as well as some things that we don't have visuals for, but we're still going to address as we go through here. So let's
talk about it.
Yep, let's dive in. Our first submission is actually on a Facebook post, so if you're not my personal public Facebook friend, you're not going to see this, but came from our coworker Sean, and he said, "Excellent first episode, fellas. Even as a lapsed gamer, you kept me interested and entertained the whole way through. There are podcasts that I've been listening to for years where the hosts don't sound as comfortable and polished as you guys do. It's got to be same.
Just kidding. No, but it was awesome.
This hit me in the feels because that is the nicest compliment I've ever received for anything I've ever done.
Yeah. And I even commented underneath that. I was like, this is probably the best comment we've gotten so far.
Yeah, without a question. It was the best comment I've gotten in my life, I think. So Sean's a fucking awesome guy. The type of dude that would do anything for anyone, and he went out of his way to listen to it even as a lapsed gamer. And hey, Sean, play some fucking games, dude. But I just wanted to share this fucking awesome comment.
That's awesome.
Absolutely awesome comment. And again, everything comment related, rating related, like related, subscribing, all that stuff is free to you, but it means so much to us. So much. I just want to highlight everybody.
We want to continue this. We want to continue to make this better.
Yep.
And all that stuff from you guys just really helps out.
Absolutely. A couple comments from the first episode. Both of these are from, well, my IRL buddy, Jason also. I'm going to call him Jay. I got too many J's in here. Jason, Jay.
It's just such a cool name. Everybody wants to
everybody loves it. All right. First comment from Jason. This is not correctly scaled. Beautiful. Fuck it, dude. Tech problems all day. How often do you plan to release episodes? So, hopefully this will answer that question, but we are a weekly podcast.
Yep.
That being said, there are weeks we are probably going to have to miss unless we figure out a way around it, but we'll deal with that when it comes, but we're either going to have to maybe pre-record something or maybe we just have to skip a week. I don't know. We'll see. This just comes down to what we said at the top of the show. We're fucking busy. I've got a work trip at the end of February that is coming up, and then I've got a work trip in August, and Jason's got stuff going on in June or July.
Yep.
So
in June.
So we aren't even really thinking about that until we get closer to it, and if we find a way to squeeze an episode together before that time period when we're not able to record, we will do that, of course, but I'm not gonna. We'll just figure it out. We're still in the very early stages. These episodes take us a long time to record. Not that we're editing a lot, but right now we don't have the flow down. So by February, when I have my work trip, we may have a tighter workflow and we can squeeze it in after a work day. But right now, I just don't want to try to force that on ourselves as we still continue to try to learn and things like that. So if we have to miss a week, we have to miss a week. So be it. I don't know. We'll just see how we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But it will be it will be regularly weekly, hopefully, as long as we can possibly do it.
That's what we're going to shoot for.
Absolutely. First comment covered. Next comment, also from Jason. Hopefully, Division 3 is good and the story continuation is not behind a paywall again. We hope so too. Definitely.
Yes, we do.
We talked about the Division 3 in great detail today, and we don't know what's going to happen with that. Still a couple of years out. But Division 1 and Division 2 are both great games. I would expect this game to have great gameplay when it releases as well.
Yep.
But we will see. And of course, the paywall thing is probably going to be locked behind a paywall. I think Warlords of it.
I would imagine.
Warlords of New York was behind the paywall. I'm sure that's what he's referring to from Division 2.
Division 2, yeah.
So,
I mean, it was great.
I don't think I played it. I just played the base game.
Oh, no, it was great. It took you back to essentially your return to the Division 1 map.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah. So
I'm sure it'll be paywalled. Cool. It'll be paywalled. Of course it will be. It's modern gaming. Play some indies and you won't have to deal with that as much.
Yep.
But yeah, we are hopeful for Division 3 to succeed as well. We don't want any game to fail. So That's it for that. I've got one more thing to address, and then I'll let Jason kind of do his thanks. I got some more off after this, but I do want to mention this. My brother Daxton texted me. Well, firstly, he said...
Oh, yeah. I remember you telling me about this.
He said... I gotta pull this up. This is great content here as I'm trying to... Yeah. I should have had this done beforehand. I think you sent it...
While you're doing that,
yeah,
I'll just toss in my thing real quick. Like Cameron was saying about all the positive feedback, we were just kind of blown away, to be honest. I
100%.
mean, people that don't play games were watching and listening to the podcast. I mean, a couple of them were like, I mean, a lot of the stuff you guys were talking about was completely over my head, but I listened to it all the way through. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
We've got friends, trying to help us out with different things. I have a coworker, Mary, that was trying to help me out with something to put behind me so I didn't have that freaking window back there. But that's all stuff that this isn't my permanent spot where I'm gonna have this. I hope to do something different soon where I don't have a freaking window behind me. But we appreciate everyone that's out there, like giving us little tips or even just the comments. They're all well received.
Absolutely.
We love it.
Absolutely. And what the fuck was I just gonna say about that?
Your brother's text.
No, your light looks fucking crispy today, brother. You look good.
Oh, well,
you look fucking good over there. Shit. That light ain't got no effect today. Let's go, man.
Okay, good.
All right, so Daxton said, I thought Jason was great. He was very insightful about the latest Nintendo news, and then he added, you were pretty good at talking about the games you played. So... big shout outs to Jason there, and I basically got fucking shit on, but I respect it nonetheless. So anyways, that was good. But his other text to me was that he watched the first episode. He has one simple critique: need to limit your swearing if you want to grow. You need to use words other than shit and ass. Was his direct text message.
Fuck that. Just kidding.
No, so I will address this. Jason and I both talked about this before we started the show. We're adults. We swear. I swear. I have a mouth only a sailor could love, and that's just the way that I am, unfortunately. So we wanted this to be
gross if you think about it.
Yeah. We wanted to. That is really gross if you think about it, dude. I don't suck dick. All right. It's just I swear I would fit it. Okay. I would fit it. We want to keep this conversational. We want to keep this casual. This is how I talk outside of here. Actually, outside of this podcast, I'm very quiet.
It's worse.
I actually don't talk to anybody. Like most of my coworkers have probably never heard me talk, except for the people that go out on break with me. But this is my normal conversational tone. Same thing with Jason. He's a little cleaner than me, but that's just how it is. I don't want...
Maybe more so for this, but not.
I don't. This is just how it is. This is our conversational tone. This is the atmosphere we want to build. I have marked this as explicit on all podcast platforms. It's listed as a not for kids explicit show on YouTube, and it's marked as explicit on all other podcast platforms. So if you have an account that is under 18, you can't get into them anyways. So yes. If we were PG and clean and we were marketing to that entire audience, I'm sure our channel would grow more, but I would much rather have a good conversation with Jason on a week-to-week basis in the tone that I normally talk in than try to mute myself, I guess. And,
and it just wouldn't come off as genuine.
Right.
We wouldn't. I just have a feeling if we tried that, it wouldn't sound like us.
Yeah,
so.
No, and... But yes, I think that's a great critique. I appreciate the critique. I want critiques. I really do want that. You should never feel bad about telling me something's fucked and you want to see it different. I'll give you an honest answer. This is my honest answer. I would rather have genuine conversations since I finally have a friend that is willing to talk about every game with me. I would much rather just have that experience than become massively successful with the show. That's just my personal take. So.
I 100% back that.
So, along with that, coworker Jordan also came up to me, he just listened to the show on Friday, told me it was great. He said that we need to add some timestamps in, so I will do that for this video. That way you can kind of skip around to different games or different news topics. I don't know if I'm going to go into like a timestamp for each news topic we discuss, but I will at least give you guys timestamps for the games that we cover. That way you can bop back and forth to those.
Sure.
And then I'll just have like a general timestamp for this is the news segment from here to here and the closing segment, things like that. So I will do that. Again, I should have done that for the first episode, but I just wanted to kind of get it out the door. So again, thank you, Jordan, for watching. Appreciate it. I know you told Jason about watching it as well. So thank you, man. That was great of you.
Yep.
And then good old Alex. Good
old Alex.
Yeah, we love Alex. Alex is the man.
Lurkins.
He was going to leave a bunch of troll comments on the first episode, he told me, but decided against it. I said, you should have absolutely left those troll comments because we would have pulled them up and talked about them. But he was very supportive as well. He gave me a lot of shit for talking crap about...
It's all in good fun.
Oh, of course it is. He's a great guy. He gave me shit for talking about Skate in a negative way, because that's the only video game that he plays is Skate. I said, if you want to come on and talk about Skate and redeem it, go ahead. But, I mean, my opinions are my opinions. That game stinks.
Yep.
But he was talking about Skate Story, and, you know, he was all about it. Again, he's not a big gamer either, but he listened to it from front to back. So, huge support from him, and I appreciate that as well. So, yeah, that's it.
Our other coworker, Joey, said he's going to start the anti-spawn point podcast.
I welcome it.
That's him.
You can do an anti-spawn point podcast and just link our podcast to it, would you? So that way
more press, more exposure.
Yeah, absolutely. But that is it, guys. Again, all the support is incredibly appreciated. If you guys want to help us out, like the show, rate the show on your preferred podcast platform, subscribe. We've been stuck at fucking 19 for like 2 weeks, and I've been staring. I've been watching it like a hawk. Just give me the damn tick over, would you, for Christ's sake?
I go in there multiple times a day. I'm like, still 19, still 19.
Yeah. So, one thing I want to mention before we close, Lurkins did give me shit also about the podcast clips, so I do want to cover my marketing strategy for the show, because that is a whole part of the marketing strategy. For example, we do the show, obviously here we are doing the fucking show. My wife wants to be supportive of the show, but she's not going to listen to a 2.5 hour long gaming podcast about shit she doesn't understand or has no interest in really understanding.
No.
She does watch all of the clips though. Like, she enjoys that. So I would imagine we will get people that will only watch the podcast clips. And if that's the case, then we're still getting people in the community via those clips and so on and so forth. That's what the shorts do. That's what the clips do. They're basically just shorts from the podcast. We don't really have any plans for original marketing videos at this point. Something we can look forward to in the future potentially, but like I said, it's a time restraint for Jason and I. So I will continue to clip. If you're a regular watcher of the show and you don't want to hear things over again, the YouTube might not be the place to hang around unless you're just waiting for the weekly podcast uploads. And you can just save the playlist for the podcast if you just want the podcast. But I will continue to segment those clips out just to continue to pump content out on the channel, because the more we can get out, the more likely we are to find our audience and grow the channel. And I'm not afraid to say, like some other creators, of course I want to build our Discord. I want to have a community of people to talk games with at any point in time, but I'm not above saying that I want this show to become successful for Jason and I both. I would love to be able to monetize this channel at some point. That way we can both benefit from this show. I'm not going to hide that from you guys like everybody else and hide it behind a mask of, I just want to make a genuine yada yada. Of course we're doing this with the hopes that it can be monetized in the future. I'm not going to hide it. It's not our primary goal, but would it be nice that we could get some extra money in our pockets for doing this, even though we love to do it? Of course that would be great. So
we could buy more video games and tell you about more video games.
Absolutely. So anyways, I'm not going to hide that from you. Of course, that's our end goal. We'll see what happens with it as we go. But for now, we're just loving getting together, hanging out, chatting, and doing what we can.
Regardless of what happens, if it grows or doesn't grow, we're going to continue.
Absolutely.
This is an outlet for both of us. It's fun to talk about this stuff.
Yep.
So if you guys stick around, I mean, even better. But
We're going to keep doing it regardless, even if we stay at 19 subs for the rest of our lives.
Even if we go down to 16.
I mean, can't somebody just get their mom to subscribe to get us to 20?
I know.
Just get us to 20, at least.
I threw it out there to a bunch of people. We got a lot of views. Just hit that sub button.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's why we got to do those call to actions, and they suck, but we got to do them anyways. So, anyways, that's it.
Well, you're good at that, so.
I'm not good at that. I feel like a punk bitch doing that to everybody on here, but that's all right. I don't got anything else. Jason, what do you got to close the show, my friend?
I don't think I do either. There's, like we mentioned earlier, it sounds like it's going to be more of a backlog year, at least for the first couple months. So we're going to be bringing you some older games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of stuff you like, then that's what we're going to keep doing.
Hell yeah. Even if you don't like it, we're going to keep doing it. Because that's what
we're
going
to keep doing it anyway.
So fuck off. Damn, that's bad to say. Anyway, that is it. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out. Thanks for all the positive comments and support. I was going to say something else. Oh, I apologize for the producer side of the show today. I feel like I just stunk. I was like covering Jason's face, and the videos kept stopping. I had a bunch of tech problems. I tried my best. If you watch the video podcast,
you got a lot going on over there.
Yeah, we're doing our thing. Other than that, though, that is it. I'm gonna end the show and immediately be excited for next week. That's what we're gonna do. Jason, thank you so much again, man. You're a great co-host. I appreciate you having your company, man. We will be back next week for another episode. So take care, guys. Love you all. See you next time.
Thanks, guys.